Okay.
Let's make sure I'm live on everything. Make sure everything's going. We're flowing. Hey guys, by the way, if you're a Lakers fan right now, diehard like myself, don't believe in the fake media. Stop this. Stop this nonsense where we need to bring AR back and we need to do this and we're going to the promised lands. Here, let me just put this in perspective for you.
Do it again, please.
Stay off the weed. Stay off the weed. And you can't stay off the weed. He ain't getting busted for using weed.
Okay, enough of me saying, and also I'm going to do this one too. This is kick off the show.
I mean, what? What? And you got to be kidding me. I mean, you sit down.
That's to all the reporters out there. You can have a bench, you can have a seat. No way. I am not comfortable with AR or what's his name coming off the bench early. We did this with Kevin Durant a few years ago, and what happened? He got fucking hurt, and he was gone the whole rest of the next year after that. No way. As a Lakers fan, I could sit and I could be real and I could be honest. I do not want to see AR or Doncic until they're fully healthy. 100%. They walk. There's no hurting. I don't want them rushed. And if you say they need to be, if you say to me right here, right now, they need to be back, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. I'm done with you. Oh, and by the way, I am going to say this tonight about TK's booking because I got a lot to say because I wasn't happy about the show. And this is what I got to say.
I mean, what? What? And you got to be kidding me. I mean, you sit down.
TK needs to sit the hell down right now because I got a lot to say. If we're pushing MJF to the mid card, I've lost faith in AEW at this point. This year alone. If we're pushing him to the mid card to go after Kevin Knight just for Kevin Knight to drop the belt so we have something for MJF to have. Gross. Disgusting.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding? What?
I watched the show tonight, and I watched the show last night, and the first thing I fucking saw was you're telling me that we need to have Kevin Knight and MJF, and what, Kevin Knight lose belt because MJF has to have something because Darby out? No. Lay off the weed, TK. Whoever's booking, and if it is TK, bro, you have a good thing going. Why are you playing? Why are you playing with the fans? I watched early on, and I watched the whole show, and I sat back, and I just went, why? Can we just do one? You have one job. You have one job, TK. And I'm gonna call AEW good when it's good, and maybe, just maybe, my co-host feels different than me. But right now, I just am not digging the vibes. Period. Point blank. I said I shook my head when I went. So let me get this straight. You are demoting MJF so far down your card now that you don't feel that he's now main event. So you're really taking. You see it in my title. I said you're taking a gamble on Darby Allin. All right. Maybe I'm not seeing the vision. Maybe I'm not seeing what the sickos think. But you know what? Tonight, I shook my head. I went, why? Why? This should be MJF. And then, did you not hear Darby Allin say, you must give up something? Like it's an Adam Page thing. Like what? For the title? Is that where we're doing 2.0 this? Come on now. You start doing that, I'm going to start saying MJF needs to go to WWE. Going to start doing that because you know what? That's bullshit. That's garbage. That is garbage booking in its finest. Pardon me.
True.
That is bad booking. That is drop the ball. That's me going, well, TK, you promoted throughout the weekend that you were going to have this Fire and Desire show, and then you do that right off the first 10 minutes. I shook my head as I was eating my dinner. No, I was like, what are we doing?
No, because and I'll say something quick about that. I'll say something.
Hold on. Darby Allin versus champion, filling hit, defeating every. I I'm not saying it's a mistake.
Mm,
I'm not saying it's a mistake. You can have Darby Allin every week out there, right? I don't care. I care more of logical booking and doing it every week
yes,
consistently. And if you're telling me MJF's going to be mid card, then Darby Allin is going to hold that title for a while. MJF is bigger than the TNT belt. Just saying.
yes. And for me, when I saw that, the first few minutes of it, okay, MJF comes out, he's mad, he's pissy fit. What you don't do is bring out, as you would say, what you don't do is bring out Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight, let you continue to keep the belt and make yourself look strong. Not confront MJF because he's pissy fit, and then you're gonna give him a title match. No, can't do that. Let MJF be as pissy fit as you can for a week. Build that storyline to build that storyline up of how he wants the title, and then and then you just figure it out from there. Meanwhile, Kevin Knight can just continue being your strong TNT champion. Because I'm saying, why is he? Why does he need a title? And I said the same thing. Wait, so we're giving him a mid card title. Meanwhile, he's
As a
supposed to be
as a consolation
as a
prize, is that what we're
consolation
doing?
prize because you're telling us, well, MJF needs a title just because Darby Allin gets one and for him to look strong. No, that's bullshit.
Well, what you're
That
gonna
is
do is
bullshit.
you're gonna sacrifice. You are definitely gonna sacrifice anything Kevin Knight's got
Ke-
going. And
Kevin
here's the
Knight
thing.
got
Here's what they
going.
should have done. Leo Rush. What they should have done is that should have been his next opponent. That should be your
Yes,
double or nothing opponent. And then if you want to, I wouldn't be pissed if Kevin Knight loses to Leo Rush and pass the title on, because also Leo Rush has been doing amazing things.
yo.
See,
Hmm.
passing titles off like that at a pay-per-view and rewarding somebody that's getting the views, I wouldn't be upset over that. And then Kevin Knight, right? You can have him go up to now you can have him transcend over to a better opponent and a bigger title. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Then you can go that way if you like. This,
yeah,
I just shaked my head going, wow.
because
And
you
then you
because
had
you
the
could.
gall, then you had the
Hmm.
nerve, right? This is after that. You had the necessary gall to put on Mina Shirakawa.
Me and Shirakawa and Hikaru Shida, we're like,
I was like, my intelligence were insulted. I was like, dude, this is a slap in my face. Like, what are we doing?
yeah,
TK, you sat back at WrestleMania week and said how this show's going to be the be all end all. And
yes,
now you're
yes,
telling me. So Sheeta gets a victory, but now she's kind of turning heel and Chris Statlander's all over the place. And I'm like,
yes.
and please, you don't have to agree with me, Smooth On. You don't have to agree with anything I'm saying. I'm just saying
Nah, nah,
I'm speaking from my own mind and how I saw it, and I just was like, what the I went like this, what the fuck are we doing? Like,
no, no. I'm not. No, I'm sit because for me, I'm gonna sit here and agree with you on that. Even though I'm gonna say, it was good match, but it's the way things are going. So you're saying to us, well, Hikaru Shida, we're gonna give her this victory because, well, she's turning heel and everything. So what are you doing with Mina Shirakawa? You signed her to be this big star at AEW, and you have not shown us that she could be that.
you are burying her, and I'm going to be honest with you, you are burying her on Ring of Honor. You should have kept her. If you were going to do the whole interim title thing, you should have kept the belt on her for a long period. And I'm
Yes,
getting kind of to the point of annoyance with TK with Athena holding that belt for way too long. It's time that she loses the belt and have her move up
and
cards.
move up
Like,
card
bro, like
because
that
that's
title, that women's title is all hers when she comes up. She's not getting
yes,
any younger. She's almost pushing 40. Like, when are we going to have
yeah,
this conversation? You know,
and
it's the same.
now you can do it because Tony Storm is going to be gone for a long period of time. That this is the time she can. This is the time. Listen, Super Card of Honor, have her drop the belt. I say Super Card of Honor in just a few weeks. Have her drop the belt, move on, to, move up to the main card, and have her compete, and have her start competing for the AEW Women's World Title.
And I don't want to seem to be savage, and I've been very positive with AEW. Don't get me wrong. The past 2 months, I've been very positive, and tonight I just finally went, we're going backwards. What
We're
in the
going backward.
world?
No.
What in the world are we doing? It's like it reminds me of Russell Wilson a couple years ago, Seattle throwing a pass, and I looked and I went, what the actual fuck was that all about? It's like I'm turning around with TK, bro. You have an opportunity to put your foot on the neck of WWE and show why you guys are now becoming the upstart or the reevaluate yourselves and get people to go, oh, hey, you're putting AEW in people's mouths again. Here we are. And you just laid in a goose egg, and don't get me wrong, I love Darby Allin. Trust me, I was a Darby Allin defender. This man can tell you I was a Darby Allin defender. I even shit on everybody saying you don't know long-term booking, and I still agree with what I said. But the problem is right now, Darby Allin, like, we don't need him fighting every week. I don't need him in every single title match every week.
Okay, like tonight, like for me tonight, for Darby Allin, come out, do your promo, thank the fans, thank whoever you have to thank, and then whoever's gonna um encounter you face to face, then you take that from there, and that could be your and you can start talking about that, and then before leading into Double or Nothing. Okay, if you want to compete in a non-title match, whatever, you do that, but not every week for the title, because then you're gonna run yourself, you know, out of gas. You need to preserve yourself. They need to preserve him.
Now,
Sometimes,
here's what
sometimes,
I'm also
um,
gonna say too. They need to stop the Death
okay,
Riders. No, I like what they're doing with the Death. See, on a
no,
positive note, I like what they're doing with the Death Riders and honestly, Will Ospreay. What they did tonight with that, I was like, okay,
yes,
I get that.
okay,
I get that vision of that. Okay, so they're gonna pull him like it's gonna be cinema, right? If you think about it, it's gonna be the way they do that. They're gonna have him they're gonna carry him off. They're gonna probably bring him into a warehouse
yep,
and torture the shit out of him. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna torture the shit
yeah,
out of him, and
that's what they're gonna do.
they're gonna treat that as like a cinema type deal, like a cinema vignette thing, where they're gonna have him in a chair, and you're gonna watch probably some sick shit, probably. That's gonna lead up to part 2 of them going at each other, which I'm fine with that. That's what John Moxley should do.
Should
And
do.
Marina
That's right.
Shafir looked great tonight. Bro, I was like,
Yes, you do.
with the leather jacket and everything and her being a lynchman, I'm cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
Them coming in the ring like wolves picking their prey, and then Cesaro or Castagnoli pulling him up, walking him out. I can't wait. I can't wait for the cinema part of it. They put him in a back of a truck, bring him to a warehouse, tie him up, and if they really want to go far, waterboard his ass. Waterboard his ass.
And then
Bro, I'm fine with that.
And then have his wife watch it too. Shit.
Yeah, just have her like when she's cutting a promo, they just cut to wherever they're at, location B, and they watch him get fucked up. And she goes, oh my God, that's what they should do. See, I get the vision of that. I don't get the vision of Karashita. And I definitely, for all it's holy, Lio Rush. Poor Lio Rush tonight. He got a victory, yes. Did he get a victory or did he lose? I
He
kind of was
lost.
cooking. Yeah, he lost.
He
See,
lost.
that to me, like, Brody King should be taking losses like that. I'm sorry, Brody King to me, he is not, I don't know, I've kind of been, like, undersold with him. I get when Kenny said he's the most dangerous man, but we haven't seen that.
You haven't seen that. You have to book him as such.
And this is what I gotta say to Kenny Omega with that one.
Do it again.
Stay off the weed. Stay off the weed. And you can't stay off the weed. He ain't getting busted for using weed.
I had to say that because Kenny Omega, some of his takes when he says things on the mic and he pushes people, I'm sorry, but that's that one of those moments I go, lay off the weed, bro. And really, what really needs to happen with Darby Allin, as I told you, Swerve needs to play a factor at some point. I think that's who they're going to save this whole thing because Darby Allin can't keep doing this every week. Brody King's losing. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be honest. Darby Allin, to be honest with you, I get he's using the Sting move set, and I get it, but he needs somebody behind him. It's going to come to a point that he's going to need somebody behind him because he can't do it himself. And it's starting to show. And Tommaso should have won that match, to be honest with you. I was really going, they're gonna really pull the Swerve. They're gonna have Tommaso win this, and I'm fine for that because he's more believable to me. And I know that sounds shitty of me to say, and I love Darby Allin. I'm in the Darby Allin club, but Tommaso looked better every which way.
Tommaso did look better. Yes, he
Tommaso
did.
exposed Darby Allin badly, and I was like, you can't be. This is why I say every week, no, Darby's got to be a spectacle. You got to make him a spectacle. You cannot make him fight every week because it's going to expose his flaws.
Yes.
And I don't want that to happen because then you're going to go, well, Darby Allin was a weak champion because, eventually the crowd, I'm going to say this in a good way. I don't know if you agree with me here, but I just think Darby Allin, I think when we get into week 2 and week 3 of this experiment, I think people are going to start turning real quick. It's going to be Cody Rhodes, AEW bad. I really do think that's going to start happening.
That's why they need to save him from himself because he's probably telling them in the back with creative, well, I could do this every week and give them. No, sometimes you just got to pull back, do your promos, have somebody come up and confront you or beat you up, whatever, but you're not going to be competing every week.
Well, if this is TK going, hey, you're going to be John Cena-esque, and he does this with his faces all the time, open challenge every week. It's like, I don't need to see Darby Allin every week. Darby Allin should be maybe once or twice in the month, and then maybe 2 promos per week through the month.
Yes, and if he's going to do John Cena open challenge style, then Darby Allin loses the title in a few weeks. Because you can't have him doing that every single week. Yeah, I understand. Okay, he's champion, but no, preserve that man. Well,
then what are you going to do with Kevin Knight? Here's my question. If you have next week, to me, I just feel like Kevin Knight's going to lose. I just have that feeling Kevin Knight's going to get beat, and we're going to have MJF as TNT champion. Has he been TNT champion before, right? Has he been TNT before?
No.
So there you go. So they put him there as a consolation prize. Then where does Kevin Knight go? And see, this is the thing I was talking about. This is where TK lost the plot here with me. It's like, okay, you want Kevin Knight to be your future, but you really kind of don't have any faith in him. Like, you know what I mean? It's like that typical TK, and I'm just like going, I don't see the vision here. I really don't see the vision. And I'm not going to say this show was awful because wrestling-wise, it was fantastic. Minus the Sheeta match being a little bland for me. But everything else was fine. I was good with that. The promo work was fantastic. AEW cuts great promos. And I really enjoyed, and I don't know if you, I really enjoyed Adam Copeland coming out.
Yeah, that one.
I enjoyed that.
That one to me was very much a promo that you can say you can believe in, and now like what we were just saying before in regards to them, Cope and Cage versus FTR, great. They did great. They did something that they had to do. Throw up throw up the challenge. Okay, you lose, you break up as a team. Now it puts the fans into a mode of, okay, we gotta be very interested in this match because we could be seeing the last of Cope and Cage forever. And then that's when you pull the switch, and then they're gonna pull the switch at. I just feel as though they're gonna pull the switch at Double or Nothing and give them the titles.
Here's my problem I have also too. You got 4 weeks, right? And this is the thing with TK I don't understand. TK takes to the last minute to book shit. My problem is you got Willow Nightingale hurt. You didn't start up a feud at all with the TBS champ. Are you waiting for Collision for that? I get it, but my thing is with that is you should have started something now. You should have
True.
Camille front and center. And I'm sorry to say this, Camille should be front and center of your women's division. If it's not Megan Bain, you're not pushing. It should be her right now. And these are the two
Yes.
centerpieces you should be building around. If Monet's not going to
Yes.
be there, if Tony Storm's not going to be there, and then what you could do if you want to go that way with Tekla, you could fit Sheeta there. You could fit personally. You could redo Alex Windsor if you want. You could bring up a Diana Peraza if you like. This is where I think what they should do, and I know they're not going to do this, is they have Athena lose belt. They have Athena go after Tekla. And you have Athena lose right off the rip. And then you have like maybe a 3-way where you can do maybe the rubber match will be Athena going over. And then Thekla finally loses. And then what you could do is Athena finally gets what she really deserves, is that belt. Then you can have Thekla go over and take out, if Willow Nightingale still exists, you can have Thekla go over. But my problem is then you have another problem with that women's division side. You have the same conundrum you have with MJF. The problem is where WWE has too many main eventers trying to do too many main event things. You have too much talent and not enough mindset thinking with TK. TK's not
Yes.
thinking 6 months down the road. He's thinking, okay, well, shock and awe. Well, you went with your gut with this one, and you're gambling on Darby Allin to lead the future here. What I would have done tonight in my booking, I would have had him lose. Would have been, okay, we gave it to him. We gave him the hurrah. He cried, had him cut a promo, had Tommaso Ciampa beat him. And then you can have at it, right? Tommaso changes from heel to face, which would make no sense, but I get it. You know, and then you can have MJF and Tommaso Ciampa at Double or Nothing, if that's what
Double
you
or
want to do.
Nothing.
You can have that, and then you have a marquee match. You have that with MJF. You have Scotty versus Michael. And then you could have the tag team titles there. Then you can have Camille versus Willow if you want to go that path. And then if you want your women's, you can have Thekla and Sheeta. You could go that way if you
Cheetah.
like. You can go that
Yeah.
way. Or you could go Alex. You can go Chris Statlander again if you like.
But then, yeah, because for me, when I saw that, at it was when I saw the match between Willow and Camille, the Dynamite after Dynasty for TBS title, I said you could give it to Camille tonight, that night, but they're gonna have, but then you have to, then you can't pull the switch on her heading into Double or Nothing in New York City because okay, they gave Willow Nightingale the win, and now she's gonna walk into Double or Nothing in New York City, her home state, not too far from where she lives, and everything. Then you can
Well,
have the
okay.
heel.
In fairness, they've had to where TK has taken belts off of people. Will Nightingale obviously is hurt. I don't think that's
Yes,
kayfabe. She's walking in hurt. I'd get that belt off of her ASAP as fast as I could. Get her in the surgery room and get her fixed up. Um, My thing is Camille just screams to me a good pick to lead that TBS division, because what you could do right off the rip, you could bring a Mercedes Moné back. You can start
the feud, because remember, Parrot, Camille, and Monet will have a feud. Remember,
exactly
always they have
already
that
ready to
feud
go.
because because Monet, brought in Camille, and all of that can play, and can intertwine into that feud as well. So yes,
And then you also have Blood
Camille
and
should
Guts.
get
You also have Blood and Guts. You have Allin, Blood and Guts. You have major pay-per-views and major shows coming up. And my whole thing is with AEW, they're in a conundrum right now. They kind of fucked up a little bit, and I'm wondering how they're going to fix it, because MJF looks like he's going after the TNT championship, and I'm going, okay, I understand that, but then who's Darby Allin going to lose to if we're going to have MJF
he
be
sh-
the title holder, where does Kevin Knight go? And that's my thing. Kevin Knight gets shafted. So you just gave the belt to a guy that you feel that's your up and coming future. It should be Kevin Knight and Leo Rush for that title. And I don't care who tells me
yes,
different.
because to me,
Leo
not
Rush has won me over. I'm gonna be
yeah,
real to everybody. He's won me over. I loved him as the black card. I remember when he did it in New Japan. I love it even more here. Problem is, does AEW have faith in you? That's the question. $1 million question.
that's the question. Hmm.
Does Tony Khan feel this way? The audience has spoken, and we've all said
They
the
like
same
it.
thing. We love it. So my other thing with this show is what I felt was backwards was you brought Samoa Joe in, right? You brought him back, but you don't thrust him into anything.
No.
You don't thrust him into anything that's remotely close, like he should be. And I don't know why we're putting him back in the trios division, because that just makes no sense. Have him go over. This is me. If you're not going to have him back in the main card, push him for a national title. Make that title prestigious, because Jungle Boy or Jungle Jack Perry ain't doing it for me. Go over and have him lose real fast. Now you're bringing Hook back. It makes sense. And then you can have the ops with Samoa Joe being the face of the national title. He could say, I'm the face of the nation now. You can do a lot of different things with him.
Yeah, him. Yeah, once you have Hook and what's his name? Damn.
Hook's a
What?
pillar. By the way, guys, you don't realize this. Hook's a pillar. And I'm going to say
Katsura
this.
Shibata. Katsura
Um,
Shibata. That's what I'm saying.
Shibata's hurt. So my whole thing is
Okay.
if he's hurt, last time I checked, it was a shoulder injury of some sort.
Mm.
My thing is you have Samoa Joe win that national title, right? Hook, my thing with Hook is now he's back in the fold. You thrust him into that world heavyweight title. He's a pillar. Him and
Yes.
Jack Perry need to go for this. Like, now it's time that if you're going to push Darby Allin, you need to push Hook, and you got to dang well right pull Jungle Boy or Jungle at some point. You can't have these two just sitting off your roster, because to me, I just feel like Hook's one way out the door if you don't. Hook needs to be pushed in 2026 at some point for that title.
True.
And get away from
True.
the Samoa Joe vortex at this point, because it has to happen. Now, my
But
thing is with Tommaso Ciampa again. I was a little left confused, because Tommaso Ciampa should be a champion, or he should be
he should be.
somewhere fighting for something. I just feel like they don't know what they have in him right now, and I think they're just cooking with him right now. I mean, yes, he did bleed tonight. Yes, he did show grit, and yes, he fought out of the Scorpion Deathlock. But to me, I wish it was the other way around. He hit him with 2 psycho knees. Are you really? One that Darby Allin didn't really kick out of. If you go there, he didn't really kick out of it.
No.
That was the wild thing out of all of it. He didn't kick out of it, and Darby Allin did not look convincing to me tonight as champion. I'm not making fun of him. I'm just calling it for what it is.
But what it is, it's the truth. And you got you man, TK. You
I know the
gotta know
hater.
what you have.
I know the haters are they're gonna say, "Well, we were right about Darby Allin." Yes, partially
Yeah,
yes. I partially right. Yes, but there's
but
the way you could have done it is you could have had Darby Allin come out today or last night. You could have
just
had him come out, cut a promo,
and
and
cut
start
a
his next
promo.
feud. Start his next feud right
Yes.
then and there.
And whoever's got to come out to start that next feud, let them encounter him face to face, and they start cutting a promo. That's where you started. That's where you preserve him from in-ring action. You let him
Now,
cut
if
those
you wanted
promos.
to, if you really wanted to, think about this one. If they started it like we were
Mm,
saying right now, right? Think about it. You could have him like, let's say Tommaso Ciampa, right, comes out and goes, "Oh yeah, I want mine," right? You start that feud at Double or Nothing. Boom, boom. You pencil him in with that, right?
yes,
Then what you could possibly do is you could have MJF go over Kevin Knight, right? Then it's believable at that point. Then what you do is with MJF, you have him win the belt, go into Double or Nothing, lose back the belt to Kevin Knight, right? And then you can have an MJF interfere, or you can have him drop Darby Allin at the end of Double or Nothing. Think about it. And then you could set up MJF running it back. You know what I mean? Then you make him look stronger, heelish.
yes.
And he comes in and he beats the shit out of Darby Allin with a chair, and then maybe a center block, maybe to the neck. And then he goes, "No,
Ooh,
I run this shit." You can have him do that. That's my title. Triple B's coming back to me, and he lays him in rubble. Darby Allin's gone for a couple of weeks, comes back, beats the shit out of. Then you can have that storytelling moment. Then at the next pay-per-view, Darby Allin's had enough time with the belt. You've given him everything he wants. You've rewarded him. He loses it right to MJF. And then what you could do is eventually you can have a returning Swerve Strickland, and you can have that feud with Darby Allin, and they could retell a story with that feud going forward.
yes. Mhm. Because
There's
there's a
better
lot of
ways you could
stories.
have booked Darby Allin, and Swerve
Of
needs
course,
to play a factor at some point.
I definitely feel that he will. So it's like a wait and see, but that it's like the fans are waiting to see him. But for us, in the IWC, YWC, we definitely want to see better.
Well, it's
Because
not me
tonight,
being it's not me being
because
it's not
no,
me being critical. It's not me the
of
IW.
course,
It's me the wrestling fan that
hmm
I know you do too. It's like we read everything, and when you see Tony Khan clowning over the weekend, or hey, come watch our show where the best professional wrestlers wrestle, right? Him talking all this
yeah.
shit, I expect okay then,
Give us,
put up or shut
give us
up.
that show.
Put
Put
up
up
or
a shut
shut
up.
up.
Give us that show.
Put your balls on the table. Grow a set and lay it to WWE then. And if you're not going to lay it to WWE and you're going to throw goose eggs like this, then you shouldn't be on Twitter running your mouth. Then that should show
No,
you don't run your mouth.
no. Mm-mm.
Because out of this, what's going to happen is they're going to lose people. And I'm sorry, TK, but you talk about numbers and how you guys are up. I get it, but this is why people are going to walk
You're
away from
trending
you
up.
too. Things like tonight are
Mm.
going to get people to maybe Collision is better. Maybe tomorrow night later on today, Collision's better. Are they going back to Friday? I'm not one of our
Saturday,
Saturdays. I hope you
Saturday,
know what
Saturday.
Thursday should be the night for Collision. To be honest with you, I am at this point. Collision should just go against TNA and squash TNA at this point and be done with it. Thursday's the better bet because they're gaining traction on that. It should not be on
Yeah.
Saturdays.
Well,
But
they're
then
on
TK
Saturday because
then TK doesn't want to go against the NFL. And I'm like, then back it up to Friday. Do it Friday
well, the NFL.
mid-afternoon.
Listen, the NFL is not on now, so he can be on Thursdays until August. Well, until September, and then you can go to Saturdays.
Go Fridays. Just move it up to Fridays and do it early. You know what I mean?
But then so that way you can run it, so that way you can run it early, leading into Friday Night SmackDown.
Exactly.
Ooh, Well, and you know TKO and you know them boys at TKO are gonna try to do a little something. They're gonna say,
Well,
well,
the problem
no,
is here. My problem is like then maybe they need to push Collision up to Tuesdays. Or sorry, Dynamite on Tuesdays. Say fuck WWE, go early, and then do maybe I don't know because
Collision up.
Wednesday, Thursday has been perfect for them. I think that's where they should be
Yes,
from the get go. Personally, I think it would be best. Or what they could do is do do Tuesdays and do Fridays, or
because
Tuesday, Thursdays.
because the reason sometimes they were doing it like different days, like on a Thursday, because of the NCAA tournament on one of the Discovery networks, TNT, TBS, etc. But now you have the NHL playoffs, NHL Stanley Cup playoffs on TNT and TBS. It so for that they call this Saturday they're calling it playoff palooza.
I get it. I understand it, but I'm just honestly with AEW, it's pick 2 days and stick with them. You're good with Thursdays. People have basically told you Thursdays is the way to be with Collision. Do it back and forth days. And I'm assuming Collision's on Saturday. I guess they're going back to Saturday,
Yeah, Saturday. They're going back to Saturday.
which is a kind of mistake. I think that's a mistake. That's just my personal opinion. I've always felt that about Collision. I think Thursday they went against TNA. They showed TNA who's the dominator at number 2. And I think going back to Saturdays is a mistake because they're going to lose viewership. I've always said that about AEW. I don't think Saturdays is perfect for them. If they want to do a third show, like if they want to revitalize maybe their name Shockwave or an Evolution or a Dark, do it on a Saturday. If you want to do that, do it on a Saturday. But on a Friday Thursday thing, perfect for them for their B show. Because on a Saturday, have you not noticed Collision was kind of taped? Every once in a while, it wasn't really live. It was kind of taped, or
Yes.
it's kind of just like that. And to me, it's like I'm not trying to rag on AEW tonight or this early morning. I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to be negative, but I'm kind of like soured when
You come out with the big talk over the weekend saying, well, AEW, we're the best wrestle, and then you lay an egg.
you have your wrestlers come out and pretty much pump their chest on principle on stand, and and they all sit here, Swerve and all these people sit here, go, we're the best wrestle. Then you promote Samoa Joe a day before, and you have him fight a jobber. You don't have him. Like, we're building to one of your bigger pay-per-views. No offense, bigger pay-per-view. And the only thing you kind of started building was Will Ospreay. And I'm also getting tired. I'm getting tired of the neck thing. He can go. Stop calling the X signs. Stop saying. Stop insulting my intelligence. He can wrestle. That's why he came back early. Stop this nonsense.
And then also too, you notice that they finally put the match that we were talking about, Takeshita versus Okada.
Yeah, that was all WrestleMania
international
weekend. They
title.
promoted that all WrestleMania weekend. I'm like, okay, so here's my thing. If you're gonna do that, you better have these two every week, cutting promos every
Cutting
week.
promos.
Get the big bald
Build that
guy out
match.
of the. To me,
Get
what's
Don
his
Callis
face?
out.
Don Callis does not need to be in the ring. Period. He doesn't have anything to do with this. Like, he's gonna go. He should just go. I'm staying out of this. It's between y'all
No,
to settle.
this is teacher versus student.
Yep. Scottie Pippen
Teacher
versus
versus
Michael Jordan.
bingo.
This should
That's
be
what
your.
that's
This should be your Roman. This should be your Roman.
Cody.
This should be your Roman and literally CM Punk. And these guys
Oh,
need to tear each other apart.
listen, those guys are. I would say those guys are better than Roman. Nah.
Well, okay, I'm
Roman.
just saying should be that it should be that big feud like we just had with CM Punk
Okay.
and
Okay.
Roman.
Like that. Yes. Yeah.
And then here's another
And
thing I'm gonna say: if you're gonna run Will Ospreay and John Moxley, right,
Moxley.
all year long, then I want at the end of it kind of what they did with CM Punk for Will Ospreay when he came out with the AFI music and the whole nine. That's what I want for
Yes.
Will Ospreay, and I want to see when he comes out. I've gone through all of this, my career, everything, neck surgeries, everything. Come out and you have him win in front of his home audience, in front of Wibbly. You have him come out with like badass music, like punk rock, like we're talking bottom of the barrel, like some uprise music, like what they did with CM Punk, and you have him like go through the history. I'm the guy, and you
Yeah.
have him
Because
finally
remember,
go over.
because they did that to him 2 years ago at All In
Right,
when he went up against MJF like
right.
that.
You like that. You have them come in. I don't. I know where they're going with it. In the third match, when they do that, whatever match, last man, whatever match they're going to go for, because they're going to go for a kill me match. Then, if you're going to finish Osprey, if you're going to finish off Moxley, I want him to come out with like Dream On or something of the range of like
One of his or
Journey
one of his favorite band. He's got one of his favorite bands. It's got to be one of his favorite bands.
or
Because if you're
something,
gonna do it,
something that
yeah,
does
something
that.
like that. That fits.
Like
Well,
he
not just
like
one of his not just one of his favorite bands, but one of those bands that fits the storyline.
I could tell you something perfectly they can go with. They can go with Stand Alone from uh oh my god, I know this band. Oh my god. People are gonna hate me for
Uh,
this one. It's Scorpion King, god.
Yes. Okay. I've heard it. I've heard that. I've heard that song.
Hold on. Godsmack. There we go. Godsmack. I had to think about it for a minute.
That's
Godsmack. Have them come out with Godsmack or Audio
Journey.
Slave.
Oh yeah. Listen, he could probably come out. Damn. Now that you notice, now that you said about bands and Osprey and Moxley, I would say he could come out the Journey. Don't stop believing
Yeah, but then you run into the same thing. It's Danielson 2.0, and I don't want it to be Danielson 2.0. For me,
because
I
because
I
what?
would
Oh, okay,
I would rather
okay,
him
I
come out
understand.
with something like if you're gonna do that, you have him come out to Metallica, like one.
Mm,
You know what I mean? One,
or,
or you have
or
him
what?
come out.
Or what about the Who?
Yes, you could do that.
The Who, like, dum, 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 and it just goes ripping, and it just rips in.
Or you could do Audio Slave, where you could do that scene that they did in Collateral, where
Yes,
they show the wolf walking across because he calls himself the goat. What they could honestly do with that is they could have that song Shadow of the Sun playing, and they could have in the
Emerson.
background literally him saying, I've done all this. And look, bruv, he could do there's so many things they could do with this feud.
There's so
I
many things we just want to. For me, we just for Raven and I, we just want to see the best of this. Gotta build it up. Gotta build it up to where people start to get this, not just the interest level, but this level of, okay, we see what AEW is doing, and
They
it
could
gets
go with,
interest.
what they could do to be interesting if they want to they want to really go with it, since they're really going crazy with this feud, they can go with Seal's Crazy.
Yes. Mm.
It's never been done in wrestling. Seal has not been done in wrestling before. Tony Khan, if you're, I know you listen to people. Seal would be great. Crazy would be a cool thing to do. I would love to see that because this feud has that crazy to it. You could pull that off and do that. Also another song they could honestly do if they want to really go that far. They could do like oh man, it's hard. There's a lot of good songs they could pull off with it. Let me go down my list
Yeah.
here. I got so much music I listen to. Let's see here. My Curse.
Oh,
They can go Kill Switch Engage if they want to. They want to go with that meta like they've been doing before. They could do that. Another song they could do if they wanted to, I think would be beautiful. It would be interesting. Um, they could do. They could pull out a Bruce Springsteen "I'm on Fire,"
yes.
and they can have. They could tell a story of Will Ospreay, the neck surgery, him getting beat all the time, him losing, him pretty much throwing up the X sign. Is this like they can make it out to be like it's I'm on fire is the end of my career? Is this it?
Yes.
Is the end? They can make you believe this is where AEW has great storytelling. Like badass storytelling. They know what they're doing.
And then you incorporate the whole Warner Brothers factor into it.
Yes, because they do amazing. They have some sports movies that and they can get somebody to direct something for that too
Yeah.
if they wanted to.
But it's gonna be interesting to see what they do. But we'll be watching. By the way,
Uh
did you also by the way, did you also catch in the in the news articles about WWE being interested in Persephone showing interest,
didn't she sign with AEW though?
but her deal is up later this her AEW her dual deal is up later this year, and WWE has been peeking in and showing a bit of interest in her.
Let me be. They did the same thing with Thekla. No way. Tony
Yeah,
Khan's
they
not gonna
did.
let that. There. We've only tonight we got Persephone for a short period, and I can already tell you she's gonna fit well into the AEW roster.
Yeah, she's
I
already fit well because for that, and she's gonna fit very well with Alex Winter because those two are some hard ass hitters.
Then my thing with Jamie Hayter is then you could split Jamie Hayter out of the group if you like.
Mm.
You
Because
can
well, she's not,
pull you could pull Jamie Hayter out. Jamie Hayter, I like the Brawling Birds, but you can replace her with Persephone and be perfect there.
and then you're gonna have to change the name then.
You could. Because
Yeah,
they're
well,
already giving you the deception already, right? You think about it tonight. They gave you the deception.
the dissension between Windsor and Hader.
And Hayter keeps losing. That's the other thing. That's
Oh,
the other thing you got to understand too. Hayter keeps losing. Persephone
and then her
has a
part,
title belt, right? Think about it. She has a title belt on her, right?
and, and she keeps winning,
Yes. And
and she
Alex
keeps
Windsor,
oh,
and you know how the story, you know how these storylines go usually. Windsor's going to get a victory with her. It's going to put the doubt into the Brawling Birds. The Brawling Birds are going to end, and you're going to watch Hayter turn on Alex Windsor. Watch. Then that starts their feud.
that's true.
It's kind of predictable, really, if you go there. It's really kind of Tony Khan. Sometimes he throws things there, and I go, "Oh, I already know where you're going with that, bud. I already know what you're
Yeah,
planning.
listen, I guess TK's been listening to me. I said you have to push Persephone.
You have
Persephone
to."
is hot. Push her, and he's listening. Okay, shout out to you, TK. But keep on. Make sure you put her in, and this is where it comes into play with the booking because we've been speaking about this. You have to put her in good positions to
Right.
continue her ascension up the card. Like now she's got the CMLL women's title. Okay, at some point CMLL is gonna have her drop it to an opponent that can carry on that belt. Then you push her up into the AEW Women's World Championship title picture. I'm not putting her as TBS. She does. Even though you may put her into that fold as TBS champion, you got to push her up main card. She's got that.
Persephone, if you only have an unlimited time with her and you want to keep her on your roster, what you do is, and Persephone already said she's already happy with her CMLL. She wanted to be in CMLL more than AAA. So really, to be honest with Persephone, they're doing the same thing they did with Thekla, right? Thekla was on a short-term deal before they fully invested. They put the championship belt on her. They wanted to see where it went. It was very successful. Everybody was loving it, so they signed her to a long-term deal. I get what Tony Khan's doing. He's putting a toe in the water with the wrestler to see if I want to invest. And I think with Persephone, I think you're going to get that investment in return, I think.
Yes.
I really do like the dual contracts that they do. My thing is, if she goes over to WWE, if her contract expires, you have too much there. That's just my personal opinion. You have too much there,
and then she's gonna get lost in the weeds.
She's gonna get lost in the sauce with AAA's. To me, it's like Thunder Rosa, right? I respected what Thunder Rosa had to say about the fact why she has to go to CMLL to work CMLL, because she said if she went over to the other side now, she would be lost in the sauce where she needs to be. And I agree with that. Like, wrestlers are not stupid. Like, these people are not stupid. And I'm friends with Thunder Rosa, and we've talked off the hand. I've told her many times the biker look suits her when she comes out with the face makeup and the biker get up. That's where she succeeds. I've always told her that. I said, "Go ahead."
And she said, and she told you that she kind of agrees with it, right?
Yeah, she agreed with me 100%. She said she thumbed me up and said, "Yeah, I agree with you," in a DM. She said that to me. I've had conversations with Thunder Rosa where she talks to fans. Like, I don't go, my whole thing, it's like, I'm not one of those, and I will say this to everybody here. I am not one of those commentators like yourself that I want to get in fights with wrestlers. You know, look, if Ricochet told me to go and blah, blah, blah myself, he's playing a character. I'm not going to get mad at that. That's Ricochet.
No.
I think, we got to have thick skin as commentators. And I think, when we dish it out, we need to get it back in return.
Of course.
That's the thing with JD from New York and others like him. I feel, in my opinion, they can't they could dish it out, but they can't receive it back.
Of course.
In a lot of the pushback.
By the way, did you see his did you see the title in the still caption for his video? Rinse and repeat. The one that he took out from his he clipped the one that he clipped from his live from Monday Night Raw. His show from recapping Monday Night Raw on the rinse and repeat with Roman Reigns, and then on the bottom of it says WWE expect WWE to run more bloodline. Duh. We told you about this, JD. How many times did we sit here and say you're gonna put the belt on Roman Reigns?
Okay, so let me do this for you. You ready? You ready for this? You ready? I got you.
Late. Go ahead.
Do it again.
Stay off the weed. Stay off the weed. And you can't stay off the weed. He ain't getting busted for using weed.
This is what we do when we regurgitate and people are stupid. Here we go. We pull that one out. Every time they do that, we say lay off the weed up in here. Because those people, it's not just him. There's a lot of fucking brain dead people out there that are recovering. And I'm like, bro, we've been saying this for a while. That's what they were going to do, because Roman Reigns cannot come up with, he cannot innovate. He is not a Chris Jericho. He is not a Cena. He cannot innovate. He stays to one lane. And Jacob Fatu, you found out last night, exposed him badly the other night.
Monday
Badly.
night. Yeah.
And you even said it to me.
Badly.
You even texted me going, he just got exposed. Every bit of it. Jacob Fatu
Yep.
reminds me a lot of Eddie Guerrero, where he can cut that promo, where he can turn around and go, look, listen, cousin, you don't understand shit. I went to jail. You have no idea. You've been coddled. You have it good. I don't have it good. I have to work twice as harder than you. You don't get it.
Plus,
If
it's
I
harder
don't
with
win
you, man.
this,
Listen. I got a wife and I got a wife and 7 children to feed. I can't at any and he'll say at any moment that I try to slip up, then it takes food from their mouths. I
now
need this.
the one thing that I don't agree with JD from New York, I do not want to see Jacob Fatu at a table with Roman. That would
No,
be the most dumbest thing. You're gonna put him as he was saying in his stream. I watched a clip on X. I don't watch JD from New York's content. Trust me. You guys clip it and I see it. He literally said on his show recently that Jacob Fatu is gonna be at the table with Roman Reigns, and I don't want to see that. Axe
uh,
that.
uh, 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 play that sound. What? Are you kidding me? Play that sound, please.
I mean, what? What? And you got to be kidding me. I mean, you sit down.
Welcome. That one I knew you were gonna like because that's the truth. That is the truth right now that's going on in the IWC. You got people going, you're gonna have him sitting. I don't want Jacob Fatu anywhere near his cousins. He needs to be his own
Nope.
entity. And that's the same way I feel about Solo Sikoa. Do not put Solo Sikoa in the MFTs with this and make a mega bloodline. I'd lose my mind. I'll lose my
No.
noodles.
This is where JD was talking about, oh, WWE is gonna run more bloodline. Duh. How many?
No shit. No shit. They're gonna
Uh,
have him. I told you this. I predicted it. Wasn't
yeah,
we said
we
this.
said it. We
We're gonna
said it.
I don't mean to be racist, but you're gonna have the token white guy. You already
Yeah,
know what's happening. You're gonna have the token white guy, and you're gonna have the
he's
Yeet
coming.
Masters. Like they're gonna run it back. Trust me when I say this. They're
They
gonna
were
run
gonna
this
run
shit
it back.
back.
And then in this
And
promo, and then okay, you cut your promo with your cousins, standing right there by you before they spoke, and you're talking about what? Cameron is a washed up '90s rapper. Are you again? Know
I'm
your
gonna I'm gonna
music.
I'm gonna I'm gonna say this too. If you're gonna cut promos and you're gonna get axed hardcore, and I get the Usos are proud that Jacob's in this moment because they did point out, I did watch some shorts that they were pointing out that Jacob fought too. They were breaking
Hmm.
characters because they're proud of him, and Roman couldn't. No, no. That's after the fact. That's when you're backstage and you want to be friends and family. Cool for you. But when you're telling a story, I want it to be convincing. And Roman,
Yeah,
that's
because they.
another L you
Mhm.
took. That's another L. You are one dimensional, dog. And that's the problem
And
I
then
have with Roman.
he cuts the promo like during the promo he says, well, he turns to Jay. He said, Jay, I see you had a problem with somebody with one of these rappers out here. This '90s washed up '90s rapper. You should know not to mess around with us. Uh, meanwhile, time out. Meanwhile, you had Fabulous, Mano, Dave East, and Jim Jones promoting their podcast right in front of you behind the commentator's desk. And one of those guys was in the group with Cameron Dipset. So you're telling us he's a washed up '90s rapper. Yo, bro, dude, Cameron will cook your ass lyrically. Shut up.
Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that I will tell you from Dynamite. Going back to Dynamite, I will tell you, Chris Jericho, man, had me rolling. What he is
Yes, he
doing right
did.
now, he had me rolling. And I'm going to tell you,
Hmm.
Danhausen, eat your heart out right now because every time I hear Chris Jericho go bald, I'm dying. I stop
Yeah.
what I'm doing and I'm falling over in laughter. Like, this is just Chris Jericho doing Chris Jericho things. And then when he
Yes,
came out with
and
the shirt, I was like, bro, And I went to look up the
Very
price.
good.
They're way out of my league for the pricing of shirts, but
But
Chris
it's good
Jericho,
promotion.
I'm going to tell you, if I had the money, I would buy your shirt, hands down.
Damn right. Good promotion.
You're
Hey,
absolutely insanely funny. Don't quit what you're doing, because I'm going to tell you bro, reinventing himself, and then to work with the Hurt Syndicate, bro.
oh,
I died. It was the cherry on the
no,
top,
wait,
and
wait,
then
wait, wait,
him, and then
wait, wait,
the
wait. No,
look,
no, no,
the
no, no,
look
no,
that
no, no, no,
MVP
hold
gave
on.
him.
Yes.
I
MVP.
died. I
He
can't
said
wait for this to happen to
Ricochet.
to Ricochet this week. Get ready.
The man.
What? Say what again?
Hold on.
Say what again?
Go ahead.
I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn time. He's black.
Uh-oh.
Go on. He's bald. Does he look like a bitch? What?
That is going to be what's going to happen to Ricochet when MVP has this moment with him. And I'm like, bro, I'm waiting for that Pulp Fiction moment coming from Bobby Lashley where he's going to turn around and he's going to go, say what again? I triple dog dare you to say what again. And it just spears the shit out of him. Bro, when
Yes.
Ricochet and Hurt Syndicate and the Demand get together, it is hilarious how you get those
It's gonna
Pulp
be good.
Fiction
No,
isms.
no, 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 no. And then no, during the backstage segment, Ricochet said, "Well, he ain't got no friends. He burned bridges." Bishop Cox said, "Yeah, he burned bridges." And then Toa said, "Yeah, you burned bridges too." You're like, "What the hell?"
I'm
All
waiting
three
for
of them
I'm
said,
waiting for the moment for Chris Jericho to do, and I know they're gonna do it, where he brings up the MS comment.
"Oh shit."
He's gonna bring that
They
up
should have.
as the low hanging
They
fruit shit,
should.
and I can't wait for the entertainment on that, where he turns around and goes,
They should.
"Ricochet, weren't you the
They.
one?" He's gonna turn around and go, "Weren't you the one bald that turned around bald on X bald?" And you said to somebody,
Jeez.
quite frankly, to go blank themselves. Oh,
No, it
but
should.
I burnt bridges bald. Okay, you
I
just
don't know.
made the list once
I
again.
don't know why they didn't. I don't know if he was doing if they do the backstage settlement. I don't know why that didn't come up. That should have came up. But then again, I could see what they're doing. So
Well,
okay,
they're technically building it up. Technically, to be honest with you, they're
yeah.
building that shit
At
up.
some point, yeah.
And Chris Jericho's just starting. He's cooking. Guys, I read everything on X and even everybody else. You don't realize Chris Jericho's a mastertician. Yeah, he's lost a step in my eyes. Yes, I agree. Yeah. But he's a
He's older.
mastertician. He's a
Mhm.
mastertician, bro. He's like one of these old actors that just keeps going. Like a Harrison Ford that just keeps readapting to what he
Mhm.
has wrestling wise. Like I literally call him I call him the Harrison Ford. I pretty much do this now. That I call him the Harrison Ford of wrestling because he just adapts.
But
Chris Jericho
but who
just
was also
adapts. Go
but
ahead.
who also was like that too back in the day was the late great Marlon Brando.
Yes, he was. Hell yeah.
Marlon
So
Brando.
was Bob. So was Bobby the Brain Heaton.
Yes, and also, damn, if you're gonna bring up actors that was like that you're talking about with Chris Jericho being Harrison Ford, at a time it was Richard Gere.
Richard Gere's another one. Yeah. Like people shit on Chris Jericho. Oh, he's lost a step. Yeah, of course. Of course. But at 50, I
Because
would
you're older.
at
Oh,
56, I would
oh,
want to be that.
but matter of fact, if you're gonna bring up another actor, Denzel Washington. Whoops, there
Dude,
you go.
you know what? Denzel Washington any day of the week because at 72 right now, man, he's killing it. He's doing another
Jeez, no, but
Equalizer movie. I'm just like him and Morgan
yo,
Freeman. I'm just like all day long. Like
oh,
these guys
Morgan
can
Freeman
entertain me.
too. Morgan Freeman as well. Look at that. See, it all intertwines with the whole Chris Jericho factor because those guys can go. And they've been going at it for a long time. Even though you say they lost, Chris Jericho lost a step in the ring. Of course, he's a bit like in wrestling wise, 56 is old, man. Well, 56,
Here, well,
yeah,
here's the
56.
thing. Here's the thing with Chris Jericho. He's listening. You don't think he doesn't look at X? You don't think he's not looking at the comments? He's not
Oh
looking at
yeah,
what to bring back? And it's like Michael Jackson, right? Michael Jackson knew when to play the hits and when to be entertaining. It's the same with I was listening to Billy Joel the other day because he's
Billy
coming
Joel.
back to the fold of music. He says, "I know when to play the hits. I know when to play the greatest stuff." Look, that's what
Listen,
Chris Jericho's
listen.
doing. He's just tapping
Billy
into
J-
it.
Billy Joel. Listen, Billy Joel always would do that. Every time he had his residence, I call it his residency at Madison Square Garden.
And I say this all the time, like the greatest to do it will always play their greatest hits.
Of
Always.
course.
Chris Jericho knows what he's doing. He's a mastertician. He knows what he wants. He didn't sign to AEW for not for a reason. And okay,
No,
maybe he was backed into a corner a little bit. Okay, TK, I'll give you that. You backed him kind of into a corner with freezing his contract, kind of, and a few other things. But I don't think he wanted to be in WWE. I don't think Chris
and it
Jericho
worked
wanted to be
out.
there, and it worked out.
And it worked out. And it worked out very well. So hey, a check mark for that. And listen, we'll give credit to where it's due, and it's check marks to that, and we'll criticize as fans when things go bad. So
It's like
there you go.
everybody. It's
But
like everybody that's talking about my Lakers right now. Oh, to open up the show. I said the
uh,
same. I'll say the same shit. I don't want to see
I'm
AR.
I'm gonna say this because I kind of fell into it a little bit with the whole media factor, but then I had to pull back and say, okay, what do the Lakers have that could probably compete with other teams in the Western Conference? And it's their defense. And right now, in the first two games, they are making the Houston Rockets look like a pedestrian team. And I
Bro,
don't
the
want,
Rockets had a
it's like
chance. The Rockets had a chance last game. They were down by 5, and KD. They made KD look stupid,
they made him look stupid. I'm like,
and
what?
he was
I'm
getting
saying, wait,
frustrated on the
okay,
bench. He was getting
he
frustrated, and I
was.
was like, "This is what you want him to do."
I saw it, and I said, whoa, okay, okay, Lakers, I see you all, and I see
Gennard
you
is
all.
Gennard is stepping up. Like nobody see. I know my Lakers, and I'm a diehard Lakers fan. Let me tell you, I know my Lakers, and this is what I told you guys. I told you it's going to either end two ways. It's either going to end with the Lakers getting swept, which that ain't happening now,
It ain't
or
happening now.
they're going to win the series in 6 games. And guess what? Boy, I was right. I'm being proven right. And by the way, when they go in the second series, I have no faith in them winning. I
And
just
that would
don't.
be against Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City's on a whole different level right now. They're exposing the shit out of Portland. It's just no joke.
No, not
They're on
Portland, Phoenix.
Phoenix. They're exposing the shit out of Devin Booker. But I feel sorry for Booker. He needs help. I turned around. I said he needs everything. He needs help. He needs
But
a hug. He needs the whole nine right now because he's getting
at
exposed.
a point, you had Booker and Brooks that was doing it. Now it's like they need help.
Devin, you
They
look
need that.
stupid. Devin, you look stupid for staying. You
I
do.
guess no, but you know what? I guess it's their first year without the rent factor. So let's see what they do in the off
And,
season.
and let me tell you this one. I'm gonna say this on stream, and I'm gonna say this out in the open. Kevin Durant is, you know what? I'm gonna say this. He looks like he needs help to win rings. He can't do it himself.
That's what one of the sports commentators was saying because they consider him to be top 10 at a time. But if he keeps on losing like this, then they're gonna drop him out of their top 10 and put him as top 30.
I'm just
And that's
saying KD needed the Golden State Warriors. He needs to be part of a trio. He can't do it himself, and it shows. He couldn't do it with
yes,
Booker. He couldn't lead Booker to the promised lands or Chris Paul to the promised lands. It reminds me a lot of, and I'm gonna say this in a good way. It reminds me a lot of LeBron James in a lot of factors. LeBron needs people to be around him to look good. Same with KD.
true.
KD needs people to look for him to look good.
But
Now
then
on the
again,
on the flip side,
mhm,
I I will say this, and I didn't say that when we were talking about the Knicks the other night. The Knicks should have won that game. The Knicks should have won
No,
that
we
game.
should.
They
We
should have
should
won
have.
that
But
game,
here,
and I was mad. I
but
was mad for you because I was like, Mike Brown as a coach, he's not motivating that roster very well. Like a boom.
and the thing
What was the other guy that was the other one I liked a lot? Former Bull
that was,
coach
Tom Thibodeau.
Tom Thibodeau, man, he had your team like at the end. I thought you
But
guys were
see,
gonna win a trophy.
yeah, I know. But see, they felt as they. It wasn't so much ownership that made that move. That made the move to fire Tibbs. Because if it was the owner would have not come out after that and said, "Well, I respect the decision of what um the front office made in getting rid of him." It was the players.
By the way, on Twitter, I don't want to hear from anybody saying Doc Rivers. If Mike Brown fails the Knicks, Doc Rivers should come and play. No, no,
Oh, oh,
no.
play the
I heard
sound.
that
Play
being
the
thrown
sound. Whoa,
around.
whoa,
I'm
whoa,
like,
whoa, whoa,
oh
whoa,
hell
whoa, whoa, whoa,
no.
whoa, whoa. Play the sound, please. Play that sound. Play that sound,
Say, do it
please.
again, please.
Stay off the weed. Stay off the weed. And you can't stay off the weed. He ain't getting busted for using weed.
Now I was gonna have my one sound was gonna be literally Michael Irving going off the other day. That was a good going off moment from him when he was talking
Uh,
about. I like Michael Irving when he goes off on shit. It's great
what
because
did
you
he go
never
off
know what
on
you're
this
gonna.
time?
He went off on the Cowboys or something like that, and Dak Prescott, and
Oh,
how
good.
now it's time. It's time to show up, and if you don't, you should just be gone out of town. They should rebuild,
Yeah, yeah,
start
that's
over.
it. Look,
And his annoyance
My,
was like they haven't put up in it, and he said it's time for. He honestly said, "I love Jerry Jones, but it's time for him to take a step back, and let other people that know what they're doing run the team, and just
yeah,
be an
and
owner."
by the way, speaking of Cowboys, I got a little bit of a rant on Stephen Jones. Stephen Jones, shut the fuck up on what you just said. Talk about George Pickens should play on a franchise tag. Bitch, George Pickens is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL and deserves a contract extension. Give the man his money. He does not want to sign a franchise tag. He is considered to be one of the best wide receivers in the game. Okay, give him his money. Oh, by the way, who's his agent? The same, the, um, Dave, his agent is the same agent that represents Micah Parsons, of which you had a problem with. You and your father had a problem with before you traded him to the Packers because you didn't want to give him his
See, I don't get in
money
the weeds
and
like
you
this
wanted
when
to
it
play.
comes to football. I love this man. This man gets in the weeds of this shit. I don't. I don't get in the weeds like that. Like I haven't watched.
Uh, um,
I'm gonna tell you like the first time I sat back, and I'll get into it real quickly. So
mhm.
guys, I want to give kind of a status update on some things real quick in this video. So or replay slash stream slash everything. We're live right now. So yesterday and the other day, I really haven't been streaming much. I had to go fix my computer. I had to reload Windows and do a bunch of tweaking and shit like that. The other one is my Xbox controller kind of went south.
Mm.
It's got the sickness called the drift. If you guys don't know what stick drift is, it's a terrible time. You get it on controllers. So tomorrow, I'm gonna use my backup controller that I have. That's not as great. It's a cheap Powerade controller, but tomorrow I got an expensive controller coming in, so that should solve it. It's got beautiful TMR, Hall effect sticks. It's like top of the line, and it's got 20 hours of battery life. No more having to wires or swapping out batteries. It's all baked in,
True.
so which is cool. The other thing is,
Uh-huh.
if you guys are not in the Discord of mine that we do the show in, that Smooth's a part of, just to let you guys know, that server has changed. The server that I go around with Uvu, my bad. Lady Uvu,
Ooh,
co-owner, the bestie
ooh.
of mine. Um, we decided to come together and a long time ago and just have one server for both of our communities. Now, I did make a server the other day and I deleted it because I'm like, I'll just make this server better. I've put too much time into this with Uwu. Now, it is called the Ramming the Universe. We went with this because we do say a lot of off-the-wall shit. And if you read, we are 420 friendly up in here. We are also
Yes.
LGBTQ, and we accept everybody. But it's 18-plus server. I had to start making that very clear because we do go off on tangents and we roast each other, okay?
Yes.
And we kind of are the Howard Stern. A lot of us here, we do go off on tangents and we do say some shit off our mouth. There is times that I forget sometimes to mute, and who will come in and fully go on a tangent about something to do about the world. And sometimes we just go unfiltered. Even Smooth goes unfiltered with me at times. So, so I put the warning. I put the warning up in the server. If you come in here, you better have really thick skin, because if you have thin skin, this is not the place for you. So we kicked out a lot of people because I cleared out the swamp of people recently, because we got to have positive vibes. Yeah, we can talk all the shit. We can have all the fun we want. But I'm here to promote positive vibes and good people. And if you're just a toxic individual, I'm getting rid of you. I'm axing you from my life. And that's what I did in this server. As you guys see, there were so many names that I removed. 12 people. Those are people that are not here inactive, or people that just don't want to support, or have removed me, or mods that have removed their mod privileges in their own dashboards that didn't want to be here. So I felt to address it here. And people that, look, I'm not going to chase after you to be my friend. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm too old for that shit. If you're not here and I don't see you enough, I'm done with you. I don't have time. Like, I'm moving forward. I got to keep going forward. I can't go 10 steps forward and 10 steps back. I'm getting too old for it. And, with this push, with you guys being positive and Smooth here in my ear telling me, hey, man, I want the show to succeed. I want this to happen. I want you to succeed. I got people that way too. And it's just like, I can't. I have too much riding on the line for this shit now. And now reinventing myself again. And I don't want to keep doing this. I have to make changes. And I have to take a step forward. And it's not against people. It's just that either you're here with me. It's like what it's what Evolution used to say back in the day. You're either with me or you're against me. My enemy of my enemy is my enemy, right? Is the old saying. So it's no knock on you. I just, you want to be my acquaintance, but I just don't have time to be an acquaintance of yours. You know what I mean?
No.
I want to move on to people that want to be here, that want to be positive, that like the shows that I do, that like Lady Uwu, myself. And if you don't, then I need to move forward. I need to move on from you and find people that are positive. And I don't want to seem like I'm being rude with that, but that's just where my thinking's at anymore. I don't have time to be held down in anything. I got to keep moving forward. I got to keep pushing. I got to keep going over and start, achieving, not digressing. And I want to get into more faces and more places and more hurdles, more things, like I have a vision, like by next year, I want to be at 1,000 here on this very channel that I'm on. I have goals. I have visions. I want to take this man to the next level doing what we do here. I've done it before and I want to do it now. There's goals, there's achievements that I want to accomplish. And to do that, you got to get rid of people that just are no good for you. You got to do that in anything. Yeah. So I just want to make that clear. I lost a 9-year friendship. Icon walked away. I don't know what happened with that situation. I wish him all the best. He ghosted me. Left me behind, and removed his own modship. And I've been asked why I haven't done a podcast with them. You could point the finger back at him. That's not has anything to do with me. He ghosted me. I checked in on him to make sure he was okay. Never heard a response. Then he unfriended all my people and then started unfollowing everybody. Look, if you want to be toxic like that, I don't have time for you. I can't. I just won't. Same with iPause. Same with Andrada. I just don't have time for these people. Like, I don't have time for egos. I have time for the people that want to be here, that want to support and want to love me, and I'll show you back that in return when it comes to being a streamer, a community member. But if you want to be like that, there's the door. I'll kick you out. I don't have time for that. I'm 35 this year, soon. I don't have time for it. And as I get older, my brain capacity just doesn't have it anymore for people. I want to treat the ones that want to be here with respect. I don't want to sit here and be disrespected, if you know what I mean. Get my drift. And I know people don't like me this way, addressing this kind of shit, but I felt it was neat on this show because a lot of you ask me, what happened to Icon? What happened to this person? Usually what happens is people get egos, and people, I say something on stream and people don't realize that I have to be real. To do this in this business, you have to be real, and you have to set the record straight, and you have to be honest, and you have to be fair, and you have to keep it raw and uncut. And if you don't, well, it makes you look fake. It makes you look like a shitty human being, and you have to do what you have to do. And I have to address this. I have to tell it to people. You get into this, you have to be genuine. Yeah, do I want the perks again? Sure. Do I want money at this? Sure. But I want to do it the right way. And I've always been legitimate, and I live with my heart on my sleeve, and I give everybody a fair shake. But I said when I came back to this, and even what this man told me when I did start doing this, you got to be about you. You got to be about it. You got to get up and you got to rock. If you want to do this show, you got to find the right people, and I found the right co-host now, and I'm grateful. It took 3 years for this to happen, but we finally here. And
Yep.
It took me a long time, and now I've been listening to a lot of people. People are like, you know what? Stop giving them strikes. Just be done with them. Cut them out. If they're going to be that way, they're not going to respond to you. Get rid of them. That's a toxic individual. They weren't really about you. They want to throw shit away. Let them see you succeed and wish what could have been. And that's what I'm going to do going forward. So what happened over the last couple of days was me kicking a bunch of people. Because those are just people. And a couple in particular were inactive. So when I see them again, like my friend Crazy, when he comes back around, I know he's been busy with life. People come and go. When I see them again, they'll be brought back. They'll hang out. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to get that one off my chest because it seemed like I needed to, because it's just, look, I'm here to have fun. I'm here to support people, and I'm here to love so many different people, man. And I'm not here to have my time wasted or be lied to or just going along with the program just because look, we're not in high school anymore. This is I dealt with that in my work life. I don't want to deal with it in my stream podcasting life. And that goes out to anybody out there. I just made a new team on Twitch. I'm getting to know the owner, and I'm having a blast getting to know the owner, and she's a nice lady, and I would like to do anything I can to help her out, and I'm very genuine. I know she has big numbers. I get this. I'm not here for the numbers. I know she's a big entity. I know she's partnered, but that's not why I joined her team. I joined her team because she's a nice lady. I look at personalities and people and where their heart's in the right place, and her heart's in the right place, and I want to be part of that vibe. And I know she's had a few people, from what I've been told, be bad eggs. And that's just the growing pains of anything. And I just want to get this one off my chest because it seemed like I needed to. And another thing is, I cleared the swap out of a lot of people before I did this show with Smooth. I told Smooth what I was doing and what my intents were. I will not be bringing up the past anytime soon. We go forward as a locomotive. That's what we do here. And I'm always talking to Smooth, texting now. We go over things, and, okay, right now it's late night because either Smooth checks out sometimes and goes to sleep because we have things to do during the day. So, yeah, shows are all over the place, but at least we do them. And I know it's not to everybody's expectations. We need a schedule. We need to be like JD from New York. That's never going to happen, unfortunately.
It's never going to happen, no. Mm-mm.
And maybe in the future that will. Maybe as Smooth and myself, but expect something late night. I will tell you that, or expect me to do a solo review here on this channel. Either way, you're
Of
getting
course.
a review. Either you're getting something, and then if anything, Smooth will hit me up, and then Smooth will come in, and we'll do like as I'm gaming, we'll talk about it, and you guys are getting a bonus show. So it's all a win-win in my eyes. Another thing I want to say here, I have AI doing some work for me. They are clipping some things. I have some things. I got to go check it out, clips. I got AI clipping out some things, so we'll see what they come up with, and I'll pick up the best clips, and that'll go on the secondary channel. Now, that channel is not going to be a clips channel. That's actually going to be my other channel. So this channel here that's more Wraith Realm TV is going to change to Wraith Realm TV. That other channel is going to be more Wraith Realm TV. So we're going to do the reverse. Remember, I kind of fucked up. I kind of made that new main channel should have been more Wraith Realm. I kind of fucked up. I kind of did stupid. That was on me. But we're going to reverse the channels. So this one will be the new main channel, and the other one will be for everything else, like clips, highlights, things, from my stream, all in combined, mixed in with bonus content. So I wanted to address all of it because it seemed like I needed to tonight, and address why the Discord keeps changing because, well, me and Uwu sat down in DMs on Facebook, and we basically just said between each other, something needed to change, and we need to do more to get people to want to be around us. And I'm going to promote the server more often than I usually do. And yes, my lobbies are open when I'm gaming. To this gentleman, too. If he's playing something I'm playing, he pulls out his PlayStation, Xbox, whatever, wants to come join me on some multiplayer, he's well welcome to it. I tell this to everybody. My lobbies are open. But yeah, I just wanted to get this one completely off my chest with everybody, finally, for once. I did clear out the swamp, but I did it for reasons for me, my mental health, and my community. Look, if you don't want to be here, we don't need to have drama over it. Just leave. I'll make it simple for you. I'll kick you. Move on with my life and bring people that want to be here to have fun with me. I'm just not into it anymore. I don't want to give people 7 billion chances and then get fucked at the end of the rainbow. That's just me. And as this gentleman's been, and at the end of the day, this gentleman's been telling me, man, you got to be about you. You want to come back, if you were successful somewhere else, you got to come back and be about it. And there's a lot of people telling me that. To do that, I have to get rid of the bad people. People that were just eating at my table and not really giving a fuck to give it back in return. Like you can't just keep giving to people and expect it coming back in return. And the sad part is, and I'm not going to go into all of it, but Icon did eat at my table, and I did help him out with biddies, and I had him on my show. I tried every which way to respect the guy. My community did, everybody did, and to do it kind of stung. And I will say that one hurts, but at the end of the day, we move forward. That's all I can do is move forward. I wish him all the best internally, and that's all I can do. Whatever he's going through, whatever ego trip he's going through, it is what it is. I told him my door, and I will say this, my door is always open, but I will not forget. And that's the truth. I'll be acquaintance with you, but I won't have you on my shows or anything like that because you did me kind of dirty. And I don't wish him any ill will. See, these people, I tell this to people, if I'm friends with you for years, I don't wish anybody ill will, but you're just not going to do me dirty. See, doing me dirty, that's it. That's how this goes.
Yeah.
I grew up. I grew up in the kind of the hood of Orange County. We don't fuck around. You usually get teed up for being an asshole.
Listen, that's like me. I grew up in the neighborhood and over here in Brooklyn, New York. So same thing. Don't act like an asshole and expect that you're gonna get away because you act like an asshole in the neighborhood. Oh, they teeing your ass up like crazy. They tee you up.
Oh, and
They tee you up,
one other
please.
thing I want to say to everybody, I appreciate all the feedback we're getting. One in particular gave some feedback, and I appreciate her. She's a sweetheart. Hangs out always in my stream. She doesn't get the wrestling or the sports vibe, but she respects what we do, and a lot of you do this. You guys just sit down and just listen, and I appreciate that. A view is a view, a lurker is a lurker, and a listener is a listener. Hey, I'll take it. Lavender, when she came up to me, shout out to Lavender when she came up to me and said the other day, like, hey, I get some sports. I don't get the wrestling thing, but I just listen to it because, it's interesting. Interesting to know how much you go into depth. And I appreciate that. So shout out to her for that one. because I got to hear. And then same with a lot of you from her community, like Uncle and a lot of you that sit back and give me feedback. I appreciate it and stuff like that. And Uncle, one thing, Uncle, if you are listening or you watch, I should have you on the show so you could sit down and talk about your sports life. Because I know once upon a time we did talk about, I think you played hockey. I should ask you about some
Oh, you
things.
did. Okay.
Yes. He's really cool people. Unc is funny. Dry humor, very funny. Mad respect. The dude
Of course.
goes above and beyond for everybody. And same with Lavender and her community. There's a lot of people that I've met. Same with the Kitty Army. There's a lot of people
Yes.
that play a factor into that. And Kitty's coming around, and I'm getting to know her. So it's sky's the limit this year, and there's just a lot of freaking people that want to help me succeed. And I want to make this clear, like being on a new team, it's not because of her numbers I joined. I joined because my friends were on it. I had a couple of friends that I love dearly that are on it, and it just was a win-win to me. And then I heard nothing but good things, and that's why I joined it. Hell yeah, let's go. Giant. My whole thing is I want to enjoy this ride. Like I'm here to have fun. I've been successful. Now it's just about enjoying the ride and having a good time doing it. And I couldn't ask for the people that are around me. And so my controller is coming tomorrow by 2 p.m. So we'll just use my backup controller for now.
That's good. That's good.
And the computer's back up and running too. So there you go.
And by the way, shout out to you all for checking in. Those that's on the live stream, those that are lurking, and also and those that are checking us out on the replay, because we gladly appreciate it as we continue to grow this content, and I continue to make my decision on whether I want to branch out in this or not. And definitely right now, I'm leaning more towards branching into doing other things, but also connecting myself with with what we do. So it's something that I just want to tell everybody, because y'all interest levels have made me realize you all like the content, even though you may not get it, but you want to hear something else. And I definitely hear that. So I'm leaning more towards doing other things, and it's thanks to you and this man right here.
Well, I tell you guys, if we get bigger and the more this grows, this show grows, and the more you guys keep tuning to the podcast, there will be another channel. Like I said, there will be another channel dedicated to this stuff, to where there will be more. And I've always told this man, like, it's gonna start out on my channel. Once I get more of that audience, more of the people to listen, the more feedback, and the audio starts
Yes.
happening, then I will turn it into something else. But like I said, we're gonna take it. We're gonna take it 6 months. We're gonna see what it is and see how far it goes, and we're gonna go there. Like at the end of the day, like this whole journey to me, as I told Smooth this, it's for me. This is more of helping people and learning about myself, and coming back to this. The feedback that you guys have told me, even though if I have somebody that I've banned on this channel, my old main channel on YouTube and so forth and so on, that are coming with secondary channels and just saying, hey man, I like the change, man. That's what I've been hearing. I like the change in you. This is great. I can vibe with this. I fuck with it. This is great. I like your co-host. This is a smart move that you made. And I said, yeah. When me and Smooth, we started out on a phone, and I started getting the fill out process. This is how this goes. Like, you get the fill out process, and then when you kind of have that kind of the same mindset, it kind of is magical at that point. And you want to go with that person, and you want to grow with that person. That's how any good
Yes.
podcast is for years. And the thing is, with the other people that I had in place, it never grew. It was always an ego. It was do for me. I spend money because I can. And then it just became a shit show. It became like either I'm over talking somebody and I'm doing it all, or it became the other party spending money that wasn't necessary because we weren't big fries or anything, and got an ego behind himself. And then it became a shit fest. The show started
Yeah.
declining. People started hating each other. oh, I'm just here because I'm miserable. That's not a podcast or a show. That's something else. That's internally like, hey, let's call it a day. And that's what happened. And now I think I got the co-host that I want. We're going to be doing this, and we both have the same common goals, what we want to do. And I'm grateful
Of
that
course.
my dude over here can branch out and do things that he wants to do. My whole goal with this was I told him, like, you're going to learn something about yourself, and you're going to get feedback, and you're going to get hungry to want to do your own content on top of what we're doing and want to experience things. And then eventually you're going to get the bug to buy some technology. And then for you know it, you're going to have your own setup. And then we're going to have an overlay with your picture and my picture, and it's going to be cool. It's going to happen, but
Yeah.
it's going to take time.
And we're gonna do
And
that. And we're gonna do that multi-stream together.
I tell this to people, and my goal with this is, my goal is one day I'm not trying to be him. It would be nice to go to the backstage stuff and do things with AEW or WWE.
Yes.
It would be a dream. It would be a goal. Just to have people on the show like I don't know, like a Coachman or a Bro like Vince Russo or Matt Riddle
Yeah.
or any of these people would be beautiful. I'd be all for it.
Of course. Of course.
That's the goal. I would love to sit down and interview a Matt Barnes or I don't know. I saw him on recently on DraftKings. I have the I guess DirecTV has on DirecTV stream. I pay a shit ton of money for this, but they have free channels like they have DraftKings now and a bunch of
Yes.
free stuff. So like I tell this to people. I want to be like Dan Le Batard in a lot of ways. I that's kind of who I look up to in a lot of ways because I like him because he talks a lot of shit. He don't hold back on what he says. With it, good, bad, or different, I like him a lot. Same with
And from
Go ahead.
uh and for me, I've been watching on the live streams. For me, I would say I would like to be uh, more of like a coach Jason. Coach Jason Brown from Last Chance U.
Yes, I get you.
Ye- Yeah, yeah. So more like Coach JB. Jason Whitlock for me, I would say yeah, but I probably would have kind of take out the whole biblical value and just really spit the spit the real values because for me, I could definitely see myself, doing like that. I could see myself like doing that, like Jason Whitlock or this man. For as much as we kind of, you kind of give him a little grief, but you still yet respect this game. Skip Bayless.
Okay. I give Skip Bayless grief because, of the personal shit. But to be honest with you, I grew up with Skip Bayless. I have no issues with Skip.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love Skip because I'm gonna get grief for this one. I don't despise him. I despise him as the human being, the stuff off the back end stuff. Him on the shows, I respect him because when I was a kid, when I was in high school, I grew up with in the morning. I got up in the morning early for Mike Golick and Greeny. I got up for cold pizza in the morning. That was my thing. That was my vibe. I got up in the
Yeah,
morning to watch three people in the
of
morning.
course, Jim Rome, and if you want to go there, Jim Rome.
Jim Rome is over the top. I like him a lot. But Skip, I don't have any ill will towards Skip. It's just I don't like his personal shit, the outside
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
But him
yeah,
as
yeah. I
a
understand.
commentator, different story. He's legendary for what he is. He paved the way for a lot of people. Stephen A, I think he's arrogant. That's just me. I've always thought of that with him. Um,
Yeah,
I honestly think he shoved out Skip Bayless.
he
Um,
did.
and I honestly, look, if you want to go there, we already know Shannon Sharp did himself in. I knew when the show ended, Shannon Sharp was going to try to go over to ESPN and try to recreate magic with Stephen A. Smith, and it didn't work out because you found out Shannon Sharp's a piece of shit on top of being
Yeah.
arrogant.
Oh
So,
yeah, Shannon Sharp. Yeah,
and Shannon Sharp's making his money. Like, look, the end of the day, he got fired. He's still making money. I mean,
Yeah.
he's got a bunch of lawsuits and stuff, but he's still making his money. Like I said, the people I look up to nowadays when it comes to podcasting, I tend to watch, Breakfast Club. I tend to watch Howard Stern still because why not? Some of the interviews are good, and some of the music choices he has I like. I watch. In fun fact, I watch the Oprah Winfrey podcast. Like, I know a lot of people don't like Oprah Winfrey, but I enjoy what she does. I like how
There
smooth
was a,
she is telling stories.
of course, there was a time for me I was rocking with the Joe Button podcast.
Who's the other one that
Joe
I
Button
rock?
pod.
Michelle Obama's podcast. I listen to that. I know a lot of people don't like
Yeah,
her. I know a lot of people don't like Oprah because of her political standpoints, but I listen to it
Michelle
because
just
I grew up with these people.
Michelle Obama just had on what's her name? Angel Reese.
Yes. Yes, she did.
Yep.
And then okay, for instance, people are going to tell me I'm whacked. Okay, I do listen to Joe Rogan. I still do. Here and
Yeah,
there I
Joe
do.
Rogan. Yeah, Joe
I
Rogan.
like what like people go, "Oh, why do you listen to Joe Rogan for?" I do time to time, and I don't it's not because of political shit. He has good people on his show that I like to listen to. Like he had Anne
Yes.
Hathaway on there. He's had the Dwayne Johnson. Um, I don't look at these people for political reasons. I look at it more of like I'm here to listen and I'm here to be entertained. At the end of the day, I know these people are whacked out of their fucking minds and they try to throw their political hats in the arena. I just don't focus on that when it comes to this
No.
stuff. But there's people
By the
I
way, I
don't.
was
There's people I don't watch either in the sparrow. So
yeah. By the way, I was talking. By the way, I was talking about with George Pickens and going on a tangent about that with the Cowboys. His agent name is David Mulligata. That's the same agent
okay.
that represents. That's the same agent who represents Michael Parsons that got him that big 4 year, $188 million $188 million contract extension
Here's
with
another
with
fun.
the Packers.
Here's another fun fact you guys don't know. I sit down and listen to the Justin Bieber podcast and what
Mm.
it takes for him to do a show like the Coachella stuff and why he did what he did. He doesn't own his music. A lot of people don't realize a lot of these newer generation people. He sold his music. He went broke. He went Warren Sapp broke. Like, listen, we're gonna go there. He went Warren Sapp broke. Okay,
Yeah, no, they don't own
drink.
his
Yeah,
music.
drink.
No,
If you listen to the Justin Bieber story, it's kind of sad. Like he blew it
no.
himself. He made bad business decisions. Really, a lot of bad business decisions.
And that's like with Michael Jackson, where he wanted to own his own music, and the record label told him you can't do that. He couldn't
No.
do it at the time,
Yep. And Mike,
and
fun
that's
fact: the Michael Jackson family owns part of the Beatles collection. Fun fact.
they did. They took
And Michael Jackson Michael Jackson went even out of his way against Eminem. The only person that's ever stood up to Eminem and said, "Look, I'll make you small. You want to keep talking shit about me? I'll buy your library out in front of you and destroy
there you
you."
go.
Michael Jackson. See, there was things that nobody talks about. Michael Jackson went up to
Michael Jackson was a
Eminem,
hmm
and even what
yes, he
was the other
did.
one he went after? He went after
Tommy
Dr. Trey,
Mottola.
saying like,
Oh, the
yeah, we
oh
could sit
no,
here and talk about Michael Jackson was happy all the time when there was questionable things with him, but when it came to Michael Jackson, he didn't fuck around.
he ain't fuck
He
around.
stood on business. He didn't. You don't. If you're gonna talk shit about him, he said you could do that all you want, but if you're gonna do it and try to ruin my reputation, I'm coming for you. I have plenty of
That's
money
it.
to come ruin you. That's why.
You got.
Go ahead.
Yep. That's what. Now I'm saying. That's why a lot of artists used to say Michael Jackson's the king of pop, but when it came down to business, you don't want to fuck around with him. It's a
No,
fuck around and you
he
find
went out
out.
and bought things that he liked. Like Paul McCartney said he went out and bought back in the day he went out and bought Beatles categories or catalogs. He
Yep.
just went out and bought catalogs to buy catalogs cuz the Beatles didn't really own shit and they just went out and he just bought it all and paid them and that was that. So he makes the royalties on the music. A lot of people
And
don't know that.
and in the fight in 2008 was Michael Jackson wanted to get that from Sony, wanted to get it for $500 million, and Sony told him you can't have the Beatles collection because they wanted it, and that was when and you all know what happened after that. So
And I
that right
and I
there,
and I will tell you, this. Like I watched tons of stuff. People don't realize. Like I know this is like, um, we're going the other way from the main topic is talking about Dynamite. I think we've talked enough about Dynamite, and I'm just cruising
yeah,
right now,
Dynamite.
chatting it up with you guys. But like you guys know, like I watch tons of shit. Like there's not one thing I don't. I don't. I will say this in my house. We're kind of getting away from political shit in this house because you can't help it but look around. Back and
No.
forth.
It's
I
like my
tend
mother.
I tend to
It's not
block it
just saying.
out. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's like my mother. It's not saying my mother would say, "Don't say that man. Don't say the man. Don't say his name. Don't say the name Donald J. Trump. Just call him something else." So in my house, when I'm talking to with my mother at times about the political factors, I say, "Oh, Orange Man."
Yeah, it's like my aunt is just a nervous Nelly. She's so uptight about everything, and I just
Hmm.
like she goes boo, and I'm like, to me, it's like That's why when I come to stream, you guys don't realize when I come to stream and we're chat. This is overtime, by the way, guys, on this show.
Yeah,
And I'm having fun with Smooth here. We'll do these every once in a while, like this in our wrestling shows. I don't mean
of
this is
course.
not a political talk. This is more just we're talking about families. Um, I we've kind of just gone because it's depressing. I don't bring it to stream. I know some of my friends do. They bring it to stream, or I get asked. The
Yeah.
other day, Cynthia brought up to me Asmongold, right, the streamer,
Hmm.
and he's far to the right. I don't have an opinion on that. You know what I mean? I just when I'm streaming, I just don't want to have an opinion on that because to be honest with you, he's him. If he, like I tell those people, if you like one side, great, good for you. If you like the other side, great for
Yeah,
you. I'm happy
great
for
for you,
you.
but
Just don't bring it into
it's
my
not.
world like that. I tell it to people like, I get what's
No,
going
no,
on in the
no.
world. I understand it 100%. I get it.
I
It
tell I
sucks.
tell people I tell people it's not the end all be all when you start picking a side and saying, well, one side, your side is succeeding what it's doing, and then the other side saying, well, it's not succeeding what they're doing. So it's just, hey, they fight out with each other, but as long as you don't bring that into your orbit and have that affect you, then you'll just be good to go.
Well, there's an old saying. There's an old saying that I always say: what I do should not make you shit, and vice versa. What you eat should not make me shit, and vice
Make you
versa.
shoot. Bingo. There you go.
It's like at the end of the day, I tell people love. Like at the end of the day, you love what you love, like what you like, be who you want to be in this life. It's like, um, I don't look at people because I don't look at people different. Oh, because you're over here on the right. Oh, you're over here on the left. I don't care. If you're my friend, you're my friend. I don't get down in the weeds like that. Nowadays a lot of people are, and it's like it's sad. It's depressing. I have to tell my aunt on the phone when she's going on and on and on about it. I'm like, I can't. I just can't. It's like I'm already in therapy. I don't need any more. And when I come to stream, this
Mhm.
is kind of my escape to the real world and podcasting with you. It's like I just don't need to hear any more of it. I get enough of it. Like,
Yeah.
trust me, when I turn DirecTV stream on, guess what channel's on? CNN or ABC News Live. I already
Or
know
M
what the fuck
or
is
or
happening.
or MSN or MS Now,
Yeah.
whatever it
Yes.
is. Yeah.
Yes. And then I get the whacked out podcast from family members. The whacked out podcast that I'm like, you're going down these holes that I don't need to go down. Like, holy shit. That's way
Like
too
right
much
now, like
energy.
okay. If they want to talk about Whacked Out Park, well, I talk about one that I've been listening to um a little bit more now, and the and it's from former Clinton advisor, former Clinton advisor, Bill Clinton advisor, James Carville.
Okay.
That man, I've been listening to his podcast. That man right there with his southern, with his Cajun, with his Cajun tone, I'm like, oh shit. Okay, I could, I could rock with you, man. I could rock with you. When he talk about,
And by the way, I try to find happiness in things, man. Like we need more
yeah,
happiness in life. Like the shit that's going on at the gas pump, food prices, everything, man. I'm just like at my point in my life, I'm gonna be 35. I've gone through so much shit in my life, and so have you, and a lot of my other friends that I talk to on a regular basis. And it's just like, to me, I don't have very much family. I try to come in here because there's a lot of, and I'll say this open, there's a lot of people that are mentally depressed. And at the end of the day, if they can come watch my show, they can come sit down and have a conversation with me, and I could put a
yes,
smile on their face. That made my life. That made my world. Because at the end of the day, we're here. I'm here to entertain you for 5 minutes or so, and it's the motherfucker that comes by and is having a shit day for 10 minutes, that is thinking, the world sucks, my life sucks, and what can I do for 2 minutes to make you happy? That's what I came to streaming for. I always thought, I grew up with Chick Kern and Stu Lance, and I
Chicago,
would
yes,
I would emulate Chick Kern as much as I could. I loved Chick Kern. The eggs are jiggling. It put a smile, like Pat Summerall and John
that's
Madden.
some,
Like,
uh,
I
cla-
used to smile. You
classic,
know,
classic.
and these are things I tell people. Like, my goal in streaming is to make people happy. If I can make you dance in a jungle with chinchillas on, I've done my job. At the end of the
Of
day.
course,
And I know I'm underlooked. I tell this to people. I know I'm B-rated. Trust me, when I see my numbers and I see the things, I know I'm not like my other friends. My other friends have parties happening and parties happening. I'm happy for them. At the end of the day, I'm happy for people. If they get successful and I can help them get there, at the end of the day, I've done my job too. Like, I don't get envious over it, because I've been to the top and I know what it takes. And I've been on the big podcast. I know what it takes. But at the end of the day, like, yeah, okay, I'll admit I get a little envious, but it just makes you hungry more. And now I've realized that if you treat people right and you do the right things, you'll get to where you need to be. A lot of people don't. When it comes to streaming, a lot of people want to put the effort into streaming, and they think it's just going to happen overnight. They just think this way, that's just going to happen, and you're just a Kobe Bryant of this. It doesn't work that way. And then you're going to be set up to fail. I have to say this in my stream to people, because there was times and I'll share my streaming career. There was times in my streaming career that I doubted myself. I'd come to stream, and Jack Daniels was my friend. At times in my younger years, it was I was compensating for things, because you have to find things in your world. You have to find things. I tell this to people all the time. You have to find things when it comes to being a podcaster and a streamer. You have to find ways to be entertaining. And alcohol was the thing. For a while there, alcohol was my friend. And that's how I became very top of the world when it came to streaming at one point, when Justin TV turned into Twitch, and I was well known for doing stupid shit while being intoxicated. So, and entertaining. That's where I got the buzzword a lot of times when I was tech rev at one point, for doing stupid shit. Because I only entertained myself at once upon a time. And I tell this to people. I understand when you're sitting with nobody. But to sit with nobody, you got to make it fun. You got to entertain yourself. You got to start talking to yourself. You got to
true.
want it. And eventually it will happen. You'll get that one raid. Then you take that momentum from that one raid, you grow with it. You capitalize. And it's like going to a store and getting an infusion and an investment. You got to continue to do it. And when you do that, there's a lot of people that don't believe in themselves, and they have to. They need to start to. You know,
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
and if you're coming on to stream and you're miserable, don't stream. That's the worst thing you could do when you're mentally depressed. That's the worst way to be. Like, you're just turning a game on because you feel the need to stream. That's not the good way to be. Just to go along with the motions, the worst.
Yeah,
I found that's the worst way to be, because then you just come on, you hate everything, and you just want to just rant because you're so pissed off that things are not going your way within the first 30 minutes. People think you click a button and there should be like 17 people in your stream already. That just doesn't work that way. Unless you have the audience for that. Unless you're JD from New York, which he has enough people in his stream, or you're a Linus Tech
it
Tips.
does.
And
Yep.
you know, And at the end of the day, each to their own. People view streaming differently than I do. At once upon a time, I know when I was making, I'll say this on this show, when I was making $6,000 a month or more, I knew I was gonna get looked indifferent from people. When I was on Trova at my pinnacle, I knew. I just knew I was, because like people don't realize that. And I'm gonna give you a fun fact. Like, just because I made that kind of money does not mean that I'm buying luxury items. People have that misconception when you pay for food, gas, your house, rent, and other things, that goes by real quick. $6,000 is not like yeah, you could put part of it away, but people think it's fuck you money when it comes to streaming, and it's not. It never will be that way. You could think that all you want, and you could turn around and go, "Well, I have $6,000 in my banking account," but that's $6,000, and that's not even including if you have teeth issues or you need to go to a doctor. That goes away real fucking quick. I tell it to people in streaming, like, just because you're cropping the money, like, you got to understand these big streamers, they got a mortgage, they got a house, they got cars to pay for. That's not even including the electricity. Maybe you have a nice pool that costs money. Like, you're paying out, probably that money that they're making is like 20% of that is going back towards their houses and cropping. Y'all, maybe they have a lawn service, because some of these people have like, and also that's not even including if you have a secondary house. Some of these people that are so rich, they have 3 houses. Then you got to think about it. Like, they're burning money keeping those. That's why you see a lot of the artists sell their homes after like 5 years to make it back in return, because they're losing in return and develop.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, very informational, because streaming, I like I said, somebody's going to probably tell me, like, streaming is all I've known outside of tech work and stuff. I'm so educated in this profession, and I've seen a lot of things that most people shouldn't see in this. I've seen bad deals, and I've seen people make mistakes, and at the end of the day, those mistakes cost you, especially if you get banned on streaming. Especially if you're making a good amount of check. Like, the people that get suspended for a week, that's a week of lost revenue. And just because you see your favorite content creator, like Raj Jackson or whatever, Rampage son or Rampage himself, when they get suspended, that's a loss of rage. That's literally, and then that's a lot of money, and plus ad sponsors and stuff like that. So there you go. Fun fact. These shows have
by
to.
the
Go ahead.
no, so by the way, um, about the whole thing with the fired sports journalist Chrissy Ford, I digged in a little bit into her, like after the whole thing when she put it on her ex post that, well, just do she got what she deserved, and everybody knew about that for a long time when she was working for the USA Today. I guess for her, she had a similar situation with somebody that was a college football that was a quarterback in college.
Right. So look, I say this to everybody: you get strikes in the business, right? And on both sides, with both of those situations, people are gonna find your dirty laundry no matter where it's at, no where you come from and why, X, Y,
And
and
she
Z.
admitted to it. And she admitted
Yes.
and she admitted that yeah, I like it and all and everything else like that. And okay, for her, yes, you have that speech. But then as you look more into it, you have to say to yourself, well, you do work for a major column in the USA Today, and you can't and there's some things that you can say, there's something that you're just gonna have to curb yourself from saying.
Well, it's like how I say about Ricochet, right? Like, AEW's giving him a rope right now, right? And if he goes back, and that's why you're not seeing him on Twitter right now he's cooling the waters down, because I guarantee
Yeah.
Tony Khan probably pulled him aside and said, I can't have this. I can't have my star athlete going out there and saying this, that, and the third. You
And
know what I
berating
mean?
somebody that have MS, no, you can't do that.
You can't have that. It's the same, like, why do you think WWE stars don't? They have a tight lip on their thing. But it's like, for instance, I will say this, like the other day, and I don't know if anybody pointed this out, But if you go back to WrestleMania, I think it was night 1, you could see Bayley was really pissed. Like I had a
She
chance
was.
to
She
go
was
back,
legit. She
and
was
it's legit.
legit.
She
I
went in the
saw it.
backstage. I guess she went in the backstage and yelled at Triple H. I guess this was like a full blowout. Like she just had it. Like lost her noodles for like a good 5 minutes or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
As the stories are all being said now, and good for her. Because you know what? At the end of the day, I think she's personally AEW bound. I think she's heading to AEW personally. I think at this point, I think that's where she's heading. I
hmm
think it's like how I feel about Charlie, right? Formerly Dakota Kai, right? Dakota Kai, I
Uh-huh.
felt was so mismanaged in WWE.
Yep.
You could have put the women's belt on her many times, and you didn't. Even when she was at her pinnacle. And I really thought what they were going to do was bring Tegan Nox and her and have that feud on the main roster. They did not. They did not.
No, they didn't.
By the way, guys, I do talk about real life and stuff on these shows too. So it's not just wrestling. We do talk about real life stuff. I try to keep it away from politics and religion stuff because I know a lot of you don't want to hear that stuff, especially what's going on in the real world of shit.
Yeah, that's
But
very, it could be very depressing.
and I try to iterate positivity around here when it comes to me. I do talk shit. Don't get me wrong. I talk some shit. I get my shit in, but I just tend to, because you guys don't need to hear it. You already see it front and center. One thing we didn't touch
Yes.
base on is Samoa Joe. I don't know what they're going to do with him. Personally, going back to
Yes.
AEW tonight, I just have no idea what they're going to do with him. I just feel like it's wasted with him. I just feel like
I
he's
just,
in purgatory at
I,
this moment. AEW creative purgatory.
well, and for a talent like that, he should have.
No, absolutely not. No, he should not be. Absolutely not.
He
No.
shouldn't be because, okay, he came back from injury and you want to get him back into, you know, that in ring work action, but you put him against a jobber. Okay, I get it, but you better make sure you build him back up. Got to build
Hopefully.
him back up into. I got to
Now,
build him back up
speaking,
either.
did the Ducks? I kind of spaced out on some stuff. Did the Ducks win last night?
They,
Did they
yes,
win?
they did. Yes, they
Okay, good.
did.
Because I followed the
Series.
game and then I turned around and I was busy doing a million things and fixing my office. Ladies and gentlemen, I fixed my office chair. Okay, so here's the story for you on that. So I bought the new piston thing, right? The new big piston, right? And they tell you to take a mallet. I didn't have a mallet to whack it a few times because I don't own one of those. So I took a fucking hammer, and after 34 minutes of frecking around, it finally came out, the little middle thing. So I had to do a whole bunch of cleaning. I think I shampooed my whole chair, sterilized the whole thing. I've had this chair for 6 years. It doesn't owe me anything like special. It's an Amazon Basics chair that I bought for $60 during the pandemic when I was rolling on Trovo. I tell people, like, I don't need those fancy gaming chairs to be comfortable in a chair. I tell this to people, like, people have these gaming chairs. They go out and they go to Best Buys or Walmart and they spend $300, $400. I've been there, done that. And let me tell you, I had a Respawn chair. Okay. And I also had a beautiful, I had a beautiful Razer chair that had the RGB on the side. It destroyed my back.
Yeah.
It destroyed my back after a stream. At the time I used to go smoke a lot of pot because I was in so much pain. I was limping out of my chair. And they say these chairs are comfortable. Hell no. I'm 5'5", 5'6". I'm sitting at like literally 250 jelly roll weight, right? It was destroying.
Imagine me being 6'3", 180s. Look, I'm sitting at that.
You might just get yourself a simple. And by the way, if the office chairs work for you or the gamer chairs, I'm happy for you. But for me, it destroyed my back. Like my back was getting destroyed by the day. Like I was coming off the chair limping and having to put some THC rub all over me and smoke one, roll one. I'm like, holy shit, this shit's
Yeah.
terrible. Because I was walking like an old man. This chair was unpleasantly uncomfortable. So I ended up selling both chairs. And then I just ended up getting myself a Walmart, I ended up buying a Walmart chair And I still have that chair. I use that for other things. But I bought this chair, the Amazon Basics. $60, has back support. I can add a little scrunchy thing if I want in the back, and it just works. It
Yeah.
just works as
No,
long
I
as
was
you
what?
have the. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was no, I was saying watching a little. I was watching the highlights from Ducks Oilers. They did see they could have won the other night too, but the Oilers just eked it out. This time they they put their pedal to the metal and took that game 6-4. So now that series is tied at 1.
One other
And
thing I will tell you guys too about chairs. If I had to buy a
gotcha.
gamery type chair, I would buy an economic chair. I would not buy a gaming chair ever again. I would buy one of those economic chairs that have the padding, the nice mesh padding in the back with the headrest in the back that's mesh. I'd never do a gaming chair ever again because honestly, you're not getting a really good sitting experience. You're actually sitting and I know some of you are gonna say, well, my chair's comfortable. Sit into it for a while, and when the cushion starts giving out because it's so thin, it's like this thin with these gamer chairs because they build them like you're in a doom buggy, like you're sitting in a seat, not with like padding. So if you're gonna sit in those chairs long, you're gonna want to buy a cushion for your ass, like a nice Tempur-Pedic, something that you could sit into because these chairs you're riding the board and the screws underneath you with leather, faux leather, like fake leather, and then eventually when you're sweating, that leather will crack eventually. So make sure you have something covering it because a lot of people don't know that, especially if you're a big dude like me and you sweat a lot, like flat out. So that's just a word of advice. So with this chair,
So
I just have to fix the piston here, and I did, and then I'll get a new cushion eventually for this chair because it's comfortable.
were you fixing it during the Ducks Oilers match game?
I was fixing it during AEW Dynamite, like towards the
Okay,
end,
Dynamite. Okay, because
right
well, so
as
yeah,
right as Ciampa was bleeding, hardcore.
yeah, jump. Okay. By the way, shout out to the Stars. They won tonight against the Minnesota Wild in double overtime.
Oh, what else was I watching? I was watching. Oh, I watched the Angel. I watched the. I watched my Dodgers lose. That's what I watched. I watched them
Yeah.
lose.
But the other night, well, what was it? Otani pitched last was it he pitched Tuesday night, did he?
What's up, gameplay?
So Otani pitched
I watched Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani was today. So Shohei Ohtani was today,
so he
and
pitched today, okay.
yeah, he pitched last night, and they
The
took
Dodgers
him out in the
lost.
7th, and they brought in he gave up he threw it right in the middle. It was a easy hittable ball. But I will say this: the Dodgers are not playing that bad this year. I mean, the Angels are not playing that bad either.
Yeah. Well, the Angels split with the Yankees. Yankees the first meeting they had this year. And my Yankees have recovered a little bit. So they have recovered a little bit to become the best team in the AL.
Well, they should be, rightfully so. They have the next biggest roster next to the Dodgers. Hey, you know what? Shout
Yeah,
out to the Oakland Athletics, man. For literally, no joke, I'm not going to kid you guys. They have a shitty fucking roster, and they're literally making it work.
that's what happens. I mean, listen, you bring guys together to do what they have to do, and they do it for the team. That's what you're gonna get. Oh,
Right?
and they faced up with us, and they took 2 out of 3. So yeah,
Like,
they
I'm
took two
just
out of three.
saying the A's, man, like, people are, like, thinking that like, they're going to go out, like, they're going to go out losing. No, they're going out with a blaze of fire. Like, this year, they're
No,
already playing early. Like, they're already playing well. A team that's
and then
disappointing to me is the Seattle Mariners
uh,
are disappointing. Like,
yes,
I'm like, wow, they were really up there last year. They were like in the second round and blew it. And then now they're blowing it opening season early. That's crazy.
and
That's
then
wild.
another team that had a roster that could have done well this year, but finally, but they're not is the New York Mets.
Oh, let's have a conversation about the Blue Jays. That's a team that I'm like going, wow, like a fall from
Yeah,
grace level bad. I'm like, holy shit,
I
bad.
looked at their record. I'm like, what the hell's going on with the what the hell's going on up there?
Blue Jays are slipping bad. I was like, whoa. Like they're
And
well,
they
the
bought
Boston Red
because
Sox. Well, they got some games, so the Boston Red Sox are in your division, sucking this year badly.
mm,
But you must be going, yay, we're rivals. Good, my rivals losing that bad.
well right now it's Yankees Red Sox at Fenway this week, and we took the first two games from them. So yeah, but the
Okay,
Blue Jays,
can I just
but
be
the Blue
honest
Jay,
here? Can I be honest
uh,
here? The coach Vrabel, the guy that's in that sexual scandal with that other, uh, bro.
yeah,
Why do you got to go to canceling for when you're a womanizer? Come on now. Come on,
of
brother.
course. And then
Obviously,
he rolled the
obviously you like sex. Come on now.
and it's like he rolled the bu- um he rode the bus over Diana Rossini,
Yeah, he
basically
did.
saying,
Yes, he did. He fucked her over
"I knew
hard.
I knew he was going to do that because listen, who's paying who's paying him his check?
Come
Who's
on.
giving him his
Let's
check?
be honest. His owner, let's just keep it real. That owner for the Patriots, man, he was going to massage parlors and doing more than meets the eye. Oh, come on now. Takes one to know
So we were
one.
and listen, when that shit
Who's their
happened, I
owner? I
criticized him
forgot what
as
his name was. Who's their owner?
Robert Kraft.
Robert Kraft, thank you. He was like having a good time with Vince McMahon in these massage parlors, but hey.
And I'm like, time out. You are, and I said, time out. You are a multi-billionaire. Hire a masseuse. Stop being cheap.
Hey. Let's just keep it for real here. Deshaun Watson, he's never been he hasn't recovered. He's still seeing ghosts after the sexual scandals. Hey, lady at the massage parlor, can you massage my hot dog more than anything, bro? Like, damn. And he's just like,
But
and then
but
he just
Bob
lost
Kraft
a bunch of money, and we got to go there.
and then Bob
I
Kraft.
mean,
Now see what Bob.
what? What? And you got to be kidding me. I mean, you sit down.
I'll do this one more time for Pat McAfee right now. Here's for Pat McAfee saying, I probably won't be back at WWE. Yeah, you will be. Here we go.
I mean, what? What? And you got to be kidding me. I mean, you sit down.
There you go. Enough said about Pat McAfee. We'll see him back in WWE.
Yeah,
Stop the crybaby
McAfee.
shit.
McAfee, we'll see him back
Well, we got the NFL
because
coming up. We got the draft. So what are we fans out there? The Raiders are on the clock. What do we got?
what you got number
I
one?
got
Here we
Martinez.
go.
I got Martinez all day. I got him all day going to the Raiders number 1 overall.
You talking about Mendoza?
Yes, Mendoza, sorry. Martinez, sorry.
And-
Mendoza, I
Or
got
Fernando
him. I got
Mendoza?
him and I got him all the way. First round draft.
Ooh, ooh,
The Raiders
ooh,
need a quarterback. I know they signed I know they went out of their way and they signed, Kirk Cousins,
Kirk Cousins.
but they're going to sign him anyway, so, they're going to have him sit on the bench like Love did for whatchamacallit, Aaron Rodgers.
Green. Yeah. Not with a number one draft pick. Oh no. Not this time. Listen,
Well, they went out of their way and they signed him. What you cannot have Kurt. You're telling me Kirk Cousins is going to be your second player on that roster?
but the problem, but the problem, sheesh.
Well, that's what the reports are
Yeah.
saying. They're going to have Mendoza sit down and learn from Cousins for the first 2 years.
Ooh,
That's what they're going to
ooh-wee.
do. So they can both
Well,
learn from each other. That's what the ownership wants to do with that.
yeah, and the ownership is Tom Brady, so let's see about that because
Well, Tom Brady only owns like a stake in it, not the whole thing, though.
not the whole thing, yeah, but
Hey, remember, Tom Brady's coming back. Look, I'm not the biggest Tom Brady fan. I respect him for having rings and all the stuff. I'm not the biggest fan. Look, he's going to make flag football great. I don't have my hopes up for the Olympics on this one, but Tom Brady's going to be great. It's going to be a circus show, but hey,
yeah,
it's okay. Him and Logan Paul are going to fight it out at these flag football games.
yeah,
Can't wait.
yeah. Another team that's gonna be very good in the NFL. Well, I could say my New York Football Giants. We did what we had to do by trading Dexter Lawrence because he was just he.
Well, Smooth,
Here's the thing.
you're not understanding this. Look, flag football is going to have a league, and they're going to go against the UFL. Here we go. The Rocks League will be destroyed by a Tom Brady creation. Okay, all right.
Play the drop. Play the drop, please. Play the drop.
What? What? And you got to be kidding me. I mean, you sit down.
Hey, I'm saying, I will die on my hill on this. Tom Brady will have a flag football league with trophies, and he will win this trophy to start to kick off the league. Okay, mark my words. I am gonna be Skip Bayless. Okay, about Tim Tebow here. You watch Tom Brady. Okay, Tom Brady is gonna have a league, and he's gonna take on the UFL for spring football, and they're gonna partner with the NFL. Watch how this plays. See. Watch how we play this, okay? I am scheming, okay? And by the way, Johnny Manziel's already talking about doing some flag football shit, okay? And Cam Newton. So don't get me started how this league's gonna start out.
Mm. So now we're gonna say flag football is the shit, but yet this is the problem now. Flag football is the shit, and you're gonna change the rules in the NFL to make it look like flag football because obviously that's what they're doing, changing these rules every
They
single
already
season.
are.
You you,
Take a look at the
you can't
UFL.
you can't
You can't even punt footballs past the
oh
if you
no
don't make it
oh
past
no
the
no no
50-yard line, you can't punt.
or you gotta let the ball go up. You know the kicker you gotta let the ball go up and then the receiving team catches it, and here comes the kicking team trying to tackle him.
By the way, to all my
So
Canadian friends, you have the better football league right now currently. The CFL's the shit. We're,
yes, it is.
at me there with that one. The Canadian Football League is the best thing since sliced bread. It shits all over the NFL. NFL's becoming a flag football league eventually. Trust me when I
Yeah,
say this.
it is. It is because so many rules changes. Like there was a rule change for the upcoming season. Now they tried to get rid of the tush push, but they voted it down every single time. It came up for
Well,
vote and they voted it down.
let's keep it for real here on this show. I watch more college football than I actually do the NFL because, to be honest with you, the NFL at times I just roll my eyes, going, "What are we calling? What are we doing?"
Yeah, yeah. Me too. I'm college football too.
Like
Listen.
I don't understand. Like, why can't we just implement the rules? If he has 1 foot in the yard in the zone, it counts. Why does it have to be two?
Yeah,
Can it be one? Can we keep it the same
do like
rules across the board? Like,
do
isn't the
like
college
college football.
football supposed to be the training ground for the NFL? Can we have the rules be the
Yeah,
same?
but see, in college football, what is it? If you have a knee down, they consider you to be down. In the NFL, you have a knee down, the play is still active. Like I'll go back to the example with that play. Uh, go back to the Packers Lions game that Thursday night in the 2024 season, where it was fourth and five, was it 4th and 1 with about it was about 30 seconds to go, and the game was tied. Game was tied at
Okay, so
31.
I forgot to read Rocco's comment. I think he said this too earlier. He said, Darby Allin is champion, not filling it. Him defending everywhere against randoms. That's not true. He's not fighting randoms. He's not just fighting
He's not playing
jobbers.
around it. No.
Let's keep it for real. Brody King is not some random person. Brody
No.
King's pretty up there, but the problem is with Brody King is he got dubbed the ruthless man or the dangerousest man in AEW, and it's not lived up to expectations. It's actually been a bust. Kenny
Well,
Omega
like
sometimes should not shoot his mouth off.
because remember, Brody King had said that to Swerve Strickland that he considered himself to be the most dangerous man in AEW. Then Swerve said, "Well, I'm that." So they fought it out at Revolution, and
Well, Kenny Omega started it,
Swerve
and then
won.
he furthered it, and I was like, bro, you guys, this storyline, Swerve's already killed 2 people already, virtually,
Yes.
and set a house on fire, or No,
So
had a house had on fire. Come on now. Like I just want to say is look, the Darby Allin, look, at the end of the day, I'm gonna say this, look, that's up to TK. If TK wants to have him every week do open challenges and open mic night, that's up to him. MJF really needs the TNT title. Well, obviously AEW feels that way, homie.
yeah,
Obviously.
AEW feels that
He
way.
don't need the title,
Not
but
us.
that's how they're going with it. Kevin Knight coming soon, probably gonna lose. This is their way of if we're gonna keep it for real here. Basically this is MJF. This is the well, we got to keep the belt on Darby because, well, we just did this because I went with my gut, TK. So now we got to go over here and go, oh, hey, by the fucking way, we got to go over here and we got to make MJF still kind of look dominating because, well, yeah, we got to do something with him now because, you know, we're AEW.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah, AEW.
And Kevin Knight gets fucked out of it. That's the problem. I think we were saying early, Kevin Knight's going to get fucked somewhere. But at the same time, what you could do is you could you could have Kevin Knight win the title back if you wanted to do that way. But then there's so much you could do with Kevin Knight in that situation too, not just getting fucked. It should be, honestly, a setup. Kevin Knight versus Leo Rush starting. Should be that way. Leo Rush is the shit and should be his next opponent for the TNT belt. But they're not going to do that. Hell no. Hell no, they're not going to do that. They're going to probably have MJF win it and fuck over Kevin Knight in the process of it all.
Of course. And by the way, I kind of liked what NXT did on Tuesday, week 2 of Revenge. Kind of like what they did.
Yeah,
so
basically, I get why you're saying that.
Basically, I'll go a little bit into the women's North American championship match between Tina Paxley and Blake Monroe. Okay, so you have a casket match for those two. You're kind of writing off Blake Monroe, which means, in all indication, she's main roster bound.
Yeah, I could see where you're coming with that one. And also, I'll get back to the AEW. MJF needs the TNT title. MJF needs the TNT title. I mean, at this point, yeah, he kind of does to stay relevant. He needs to.
And to keep him away from Darby Allin for a little bit.
Okay, so let me break this down to you. MJF can't put over talent. It's obviously very, very telling. We talked about this on the show, and Smooth kind of agreed with me. He doesn't look good putting over talent. It makes him look like he's getting squashed. That's an AEW fault with him automatically. I don't think it would get any better in WWE if he ever put somebody over, first and foremost. Second of all, when you lose the belt, they didn't have any plans. So he just, as he said, he went with his gut, right? Tony Khan. Problem is, well, you went with your gut when this guy was still up here. Where do you put him now? Okay, so Max is going, well, this, that, and the third. Now you fucking have Kevin Knight shooting off from the hip saying, well, gee willikers, this, that, and the third. And, well, Kevin Knight's going to get fucked. He's going to be the guy. He's going to be the messenger that got shot. That's what's going to happen. Plain simple. He's going to lose the belt. Then what you're going to do is you're going to set that feud up for 30 days because Kevin Knight's going to need to run it back. So what you're going to do, as we were saying earlier in the show, you're going to have Kevin Knight go into Double or Nothing with no title, and then you're going to flip that title, and then you're going to have MJF start a program with fucking over here on the other side. So he loses, then he's going to go fuck over Darby Allin somewhere. So that's what you're going to do with MJF. This whole mid-card, high-end card, they fucked up. They laid a goose egg. That's what happened.
Yeah, they did. They had enough time to make a good show for Wednesday night, and it was a bit bland.
Well, also too, you had Tony Khan running his mouth throughout the weekend, saying that this is the best wrestlers, and it's like, okay, you laid a dud. Why did Darby? My thing with it is, why did Darby Allin have to come out and cry for like 5 minutes? Bro, I'm over it, dude. You won the title. Let's get to your next feud. MJF's coming out. Okay, cool. Tommaso Ciampa come out. All right, then we're having a triple threat then. Or you could do
Brody King.
this. Or what you could honestly have done, to be real with you, you could
fatal
have
four-way.
had not a 4-way. What you could have done is had a number one's contender match. Who's going to go against it? You know what I mean? And if MJF loses, he can't have his rematch clause. You could have done a million other things. They're going to bury Kevin Knight's momentum in progress right now. They're pretty much, that's what it looks like they're going to do.
That's what it looks like.
They're going to have to give MJF something. Because if it goes by what the reports are, then TK went with his gut and MJF got shafted and MJF looked weak at the end of it all. Because MJF does not know how to put talent over, unfortunately.
And that's what happened. And see, and you know what, too? I kind of was giving it a chance that, okay, MJF can't make things right. Can't make things right a little, just a bit, not so much, but just a bit to put talent over. But obviously, it's not working. It's not working. I've come around to the point that he can't put talent over for anything. It's like, what the hell?
MJF does, but when it comes to crunch time, he doesn't look good putting over talent. You saw that with Darby Allin, 4 coffin drops. He looked like a jobber. Like that falls on TK and the production staff of AEW. I will give TK credit on, he made Jade Cargill look good. We've said this on the record on this show, that Jade Cargill, her flaws, the reason why she looked like $1 million, you could thank AEW for that. AEW hided her flaws. You're seeing in WWE her flaws. She can't do a one-winged angel to save her soul. She's botching moves, and her promo skills are botched. AEW made her look good. They hid the shit that was flawed with her. I'm sorry to tell people that. Jade needed to start in NXT. Like, Jade needed to be in NXT because they needed to show her the WWE way, because what's going on, you saw Mommy destroy her in promo why she got destroyed. And Roman Reigns is getting destroyed by Jacob Fatu in WWE.
Again.
If we are going there in live time.
Again. I already told you Jacob Fatu was going to eat him alive. I said, okay. I can see what they're trying to do with Jacob Fatu and challenging Roman, because Cody Rhodes is legit hurt.
Well, this is another thing that WWE did. So, so if Cody's hurt, then is Punk just going to win this title out of nowhere? Like, it's just going to fall from the sky like he says, and he's going to get a title match, and we just put a real quick squash match to Cody, and Cody gets surgery on his overall socket for like 30 days? Because that's what's happening in live time. My thing is with Punk is... There should be, it's the same way I feel about Darby, right? I love Darby Allin. I thought it was brilliant what they did to get him there. But at the same moment, they should have done that 8 months ago. They had an opportunity 8 months ago to do it when he came back and he skied from the thing. He should have fought Jon Moxley the first time and beat him. And should have had a run with the title for 6 months. And then have MJF go over, and then you tell that story. I get where they were trying to do with him winning the title, but at the end of the day, it came off looking terrible. Because casual wrestling fans don't watch long-term storytelling between indie scenes and things like that. The whole thing with Darby Allin has been going on for years with MJF and vice versa. But I'm a hardcore wrestling fan and I follow the shit. So at the end of the day, the moves that they were doing in that match have been told for a while. But the problem with MJF is just not good at putting wrestling talent over. That's his flaw.
He's not, and there were several people that, not just only us were saying it, but several other folks that was saying the same thing. He doesn't.
I'm not going to call MJF trash. I mean, there was a lot of people saying MJF looked like trash. It's just, unfortunately, when it comes off at the end of the day, it comes off. Personally, it just comes off fucking awful. And the other thing is Darby Allin last night did not need to be in the ring. Honestly, I was expecting him to get a night off and them
Yes, that's what I
going
was
a week
talking.
off. Now it's going to be, oh, he's doing open challenges every week like a John Cena. It's going to get old. Immediately, it's going to get real old because his move set, if you go by Darby Allin, he only has like 5 moves of doom if you really go there.
Yeah, but
And it's unfortunate.
But getting back with Cody Rhodes, from what I was getting from the not dirt sheets, but like a little bit dirt sheets and reports, Cody Rhodes is legit hurt, so they kept the belt on him. They kept the belt on him solely because okay, you want him to walk on the red carpet of Street Fighter for the Street Fighter movie, which is coming out. Is it this weekend or next weekend?
I think it's in May.
If is it if you're gonna if it's Street Fighter movie, okay, because if you're gonna do that, just let him walk with the red carpet and let him kind of heal up a bit for that match against CM Punk. Let CM Punk win, and then he goes away and get orbital
Okay,
socket
so
surgery.
it's not next month, so I want to take this back. I'm wrong. It's October 16th, 2026.
October 16th. So you can't. If he's legit hurt like that, he can't keep the title for another few months.
No. So
They're gonna have.
what you're gonna probably do is you're gonna have, again, as Punk says, things are falling in from the midair. You're probably gonna have Punk win that belt.
Yes. Punk wins the belt.
You're gonna probably go with Punk winning it back,
Punk-
give it up to Roman so he could be the leader guy, because supposedly the reason he won the title on Monday Night Raw, the reasons for that was because Netflix did not have faith in Punk being a ratings draw.
Oh,
That's what happened
oh,
there. That's why it was
so
a Netflix / TKO call why Roman won the belt. If you go
okay,
there,
and they,
because Roman
and they
supposedly
figure.
draws more than a CM Punk, and I highly doubt that shit.
I highly doubt it. Give me a Jacob Fatu. I would have had Jacob Fatu as a Netflix draw, please.
And I don't want to hear from the IWC, YWC. Oh, Jacob Fatu needs to be part of the bloodline. Fuck no. His
Fuck
stock level's
no.
bigger than Roman's at this point. Bro,
Fuck
I would
no.
rather have Jacob Fatu be the fucking leader of the bloodline. Or fucking Roman that can't fucking speak a promo. Oh, wait, we got to get the token white guy. Oh, wait, Sami Zayn, bring him in. Hold on, bring him in and let him dance. Whee! All right, enough said. Oh, you two not Usi enough? Bro, casual fans are turning by the day on WWE. And I'm going to say this about AEW. If AEW Collision on Saturday, if they don't fix the shit that's going on and stop this bleeding, this early cut in the wound, they don't fix this Darby Allin tie, I'm going to turn around and go, well, Darby Allin's just a transitional champion. It's not good. It's not. Oh, by the way, they did a vignette on Darby Allin leading to this whole time frame. By the way, it wasn't good either. Sorry.
Yeah.
We get it. He climbed Everest. We get it. But you did nothing to build to get to that point. You did nothing to get to that point of I give a fuck. No offense. And that's the truth when it comes to Darby Allin. Darby Allin, he's great talent. He only has 5 moves of doom. You didn't really build him like that. Making WWE commercials bad. Move by TKO WrestleMania. Yeah, I agree with you there. We said that in we said it in our review on that. I said it.
Yeah.
I even said it about night 2. I thought night 2 they were trying so fucking hard to say stand by, there's commercial breaks, and then all of a sudden, like, whoever was directing and calling the shots, there was commercials, then stand by. Commercials, stand by. Like, night 2 is all over the place too. Like, I did not care for WrestleMania this year, and I said it. Like, night 2 was it was a step above night 1. But WrestleMania, I honestly, if I had to go back and I had to give it a score, both nights combined, it was a 4. It was a 4. I'll say it. It was a 4. It was mediocre. And by the way, to all these other people that said WrestleMania was the greatest show on earth,
Are you kidding?
Do it again.
Stay off the weed. It's stay off the weed. And you can't stay off the weed. He ain't getting busted for using weed.
Oh yeah, and here's the other one to everybody else to all these commentators that sat, including Coachman.
I mean, what? What? And you got to be kidding me. I mean, you sit down.
Yeah, all those people that said WrestleMania was the greatest thing since sliced bread, I think mentally have amnesia and don't realize there was really good WrestleManias way before that WrestleMania that are all time. Hell out of here with that one. I can go back 10 years ago and show you some WrestleManias that were pretty fucking sweet. Fuck out of here. We're best WrestleMania ever. CM, bro, stop it. Stop it.
Yeah, stop it. And by the way, fans out there, stop. You gotta give these wrestlers and Hall of Famers some breathing air. And if they don't want to really speak to you, because we spoke about this before in regards to discussed it here and read it in the reports about AJ Lee and Bailey on how that fan was following them and CM Punk had the approach. You did it to one, and the wrestler had to come in, yank up that fan. And now you did it to a Hall of Famer in Sean Waltman, aka X-Pac. Because that's what I was reading earlier.
Hang on a second. So there is a report coming out. Finn Balor shared a graphic image showing him bleeding from the mouth following a physical encounter on April 20, 2026 Monday Night Raw episode. After his match, they're saying that he has a mouth injury of some sort.
Yes.
There you go. By the way, I'm getting so tired of the YWC when it comes to the whole fucking fans have to be interactive with other people. Look, fans, at the end of the day, if you see a wrestler at an airport, you should not be going up to them and going, hey, can I get your autograph? Oh. No, what you should be fucking doing is going up and asking nicely. How you do it, you go, hey, I'm a fan. If they tell you to fuck off, you go fuck off. It's simple as that. You respect their space. If not, you're going to get clapped. Plain simple. If I went up to CM Punk and I went, CM Punk, I'm a biggest fan, he's going to tell you to fuck right off. Probably. Because you're all up in his grills. If you come up and ask, hey, man, if you were nice about it, look at John Cena a couple years ago, right? When he was at a shirt store, right? Or clothing store. The guy was following him all around, and John Cena told him, like, is this how you act in real life? Like, when wrestling fans have to tell you, or when wrestlers have to tell you, like, how to act in real life, there's something wrong with you. There's something, your audio is not matching your visuals. Let's keep it for real. And you need therapy. Like, fans need to be fans and wrestlers need to be wrestlers. And it goes vice versa. Wrestlers need to stay in their lane when it comes to fans expressing their opinion sometimes. Like, for instance, Ricochet. For instance, Bully Ray. Sometimes I think these people want to incitate fights online and don't realize, like, fans are fans and like, wrestlers are wrestlers. And honestly, at the end of the day, you got to respect both sides and call it a day, End of story.
Of course. And I want to get back a little bit with what I was saying with Persephone and her contract that's going to end at the end of later this year. I feel she has already stated she likes we already spoke that she likes CMLL more so than AAA. So that means she's going to get herself a nice multi-year contract extension with AEW.
Well, Persephone also did state that that she likes. She also likes the dual contracts. She's been on the record to say that. Same with Thunder Rosa. Shout out to Thunder Rosa and the World of Things. She also said dual contracts are the best for business. And she said also there needs to be more of it.
It gives them a lot of flexibility to not just do work, not just
be a independent contractor for AEW, but other promotions.
And by the way, I want to
Gotta
make this
connect.
clear. I don't care. Like, I'm gonna say this on stream. Fans will be fans. It's WWE's mistake for not giving wrestlers. Well, when you're making top tier money, my guy, like, or my lady, on YouTube side, it's up to the wrestlers to have security, man. That's up to them. That's not up to WWE
That's
to
it.
give them security walking through
No,
like that. That's up to them to pay for bodyguards and whatnot. You know, like for instance, Vito said it. You know, Vito's after the fact, he was interviewed and he said, after that fan, he said, "It's our jobs to have security.
that's what he said.
It's our
Vito,
jobs as in people to have security around us. We if we're making big money, we should be doing it." He said, "I made the mistake," and he said, "Next time I won't be
and then
doing that."
the fan that assaulted Sean Waltman, aka Xbox. Like, dude, what are you doing?
Well,
When these
that was
when
like Elena Black. She turned
Elena
around and said,
Black,
"I'm not." Yeah, she said, "I'm not doing any more of these events if people are going to start groping me like that." And I kind of see her point with that, but at the same time, that's up to you. Like if you're doing the OnlyFans type shit, that's on you. That falls
and you
on
better have
you.
security,
You
and you
better have
better have
security.
security.
Like Mandy Rose says it. Like Mandy Rose literally said, when she does public events, she has security all around her. She pays for that.
Oh yeah, you better
Like you better have a
because
bodyguard. You better have somebody that has a gun. You better have something around you because you never know. A fan can have a knife. You never know.
mhm.
You better have a taser. You better have the whole nine. Like
Listen,
fans
break
better
it.
be fans. Fans better be fans because when I was a kid, we watched ourselves.
Yeah,
Like we watched ourselves. Like we didn't like when the Undertaker came out, we didn't rush the guardrail. We didn't go out and do stupid hokey pokey shit. Like even when they did fan access back in the day, I was part of the first one. Fan access. It was called WWE Access, and they told you. They told you like when the security people would come up to you, they would tell you like when China and Triple H and all them were signing, they told you like we're gonna do the paid people first, and you better be respectful because they have the right to refuse you. That's why when you walked in line, you said thank you, I appreciate you. Newer generation don't get it. Like newer generation thinks you could just stick a camera in somebody's face and you think it's all, we'll film the 10 minutes and then we'll go spin it on Instagram or X or Threads. Like, what are you doing? The fuck are you doing? It's like, for instance, what was it I saw online? What baseball player was it? Big Poppy. It was Big
Big
Poppy
Poppy.
recently, and somebody was shoving a camera in his face, saying, "Oh, my kid wants." Like, he goes, "What are you doing? What
What are
are
you
you
doing?
doing? Sit down, like let me sit down, and I'll come up to me, and we'll have a." He had to teach this fan to be a fan. I'm like, the fuck are we doing in 2026? Fans
And
need
it's
to be
like
fans.
And it's
Point
like
blank. Period.
John Cena was asking the fan, "Is this what you do? Do you have? It's like, do you have a life?
It's like if a wrestler has to sit down and teach you how to be a human being, there's something fucking wrong. Your audio
What's
is
wrong
not
with you?"
matching your visuals.
That's it.
It's
That's it.
plain simple. Like you learn people skills in grade school. There's no doubt about that. And about Sean Waltman, like you just don't go up and try to fondle somebody. I don't care. You go for my nats, I'm decking you the fuck out, a wrestler or not. You going for the genitals, I'm beating your ass. That's just happening. It's on. You touched me first. I'm self defense. I'm beating the shit out of you. That's just the end of the game. That's just how this goes.
Because what? Like, okay, I get it that y'all want to, be a little bit close to your favorite Hall of Famer or superstar wrestler, or whatever. But give them their space. They deserve it.
Who was the one?
Even the
Who was the one? It was who was El Idolo, right? A couple months ago, before he signed with AEW and the lawsuit and everything that he did, or countersued WWE and got out of his whatever year non-compete clause. The reason he stopped because fans were getting way too far, way too much. Can't blame him for wanting to stop signing. Like that's what's going to happen. Your favorite wrestler is going to stop what he's doing and refunding you. He's going to PayPal you back the money that you just paid, or the organization's going to, and you're going to lose out. That's what's going to start happening. Or better yet, what's going to happen is they're just going to have a box, a guard, like a box, like a plastic around, and you're going to just be able to see through plastic. What's going to happen? Trust me, they started doing that with certain signings. They have like a plastic thing during these like Comic-Con events. They have a plastic between you and them. And then you don't even react with your favorite. Like they did it for the comedians back a couple years ago because fans were getting too rowdy. And that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate, but fans are our own downfall. We don't know. There's a line. There's a fine line. If eventually what's going to happen is there's going to be plastic between you and your favorite wrestler, and you'll just talk through the plastic, and that'll be that. Or the glass, the glass, like they do at the bank. That's going to be our own stupidity. This is going to happen. They're going to set up these big control booths with glass going from like 10 feet, and it'll be people's fault. It won't. That's what's going to happen because they do it at concerts. And the problem is with concerts, it's getting out of control because you have fans that are so drunk and whatnot. Eventually, they'll just ban alcohol. That's what they're going to do in these events. They're already starting it because there's too many rowdy people. Like, for instance, now they check your bags when you go to Coachella, like supposedly from what our local news is about Coachella. They literally stated like they were x-raying bags. If you brought in any contraband or anything like that, you were asked to leave. And they'll refund your tickets right at the gate because they don't want you bringing in alcohol or contraband because of fans being too rowdy, unfortunately. That's the unfortunate part.
Yeah,
it's like at the NFL games. It's like at the NFL games, right? It becomes a point where fans take it too far and they're beating up another fan. Or fans taking baseball from young kids because they didn't get their way and then they want to choke out the kid. It's like, what are we doing? I stopped going to sporting events a long time ago because people just can't handle their liquor and, you get into a sparring match with somebody else and then before you know it, people are throwing down and one's getting a concussion or getting laid the fuck out. Unfortunately, fans can't be fans, and that's the sad part of it all.
And you know what too? It's then they're gonna say, well, it takes away from the whole experience. Well, when you commit bad behavior, fighting with other fans, and then attacking artists, wrestlers, or whatever, then what do you expect?
Here's one thing people don't realize, right? And I'm going to say this off the cuff. I'm going to say this. At these big events, it could take one person pulling out a weapon and killing somebody. Your favorite wrestler, point blank, what it's going to take for these events to change. People don't realize this. Like, I don't understand why we're not waking up to this idea of this. Like, wrestlers need to realize, like, they should have security first and foremost. And
they gotta
who
have
was
security.
it? It was Sonya Deville. That's who is now, what's her name in TNA?
Daria Ray.
Yeah, she has security at all times all over her. Because she said it'll take, after her incident getting almost hurt, killed in her own home, she turned around and said, like, it's going to come a point to where somebody's going to walk up at an event and shoot you. And that's going to be that.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And that's how it's going to end. It's going to take one time. Trust me. That's why I'm saying, like, I think these events should hire at least some decent security, because the one with Black, right? Elena Black, that situation supposedly could have been fully prevented. Fully prevented. That's what they were saying. Because they had security there. But also her downfall was she kind of brushed them off. Her own fault. It's like, for instance, what happened at TwitchCon a few years ago with Emaru, right? Or Emaru a year ago, right? Where fans are just getting way too personal. If you have to go up to your favorite commentator or podcaster and get into their space, that's just a level that you don't want to do unless they say it's okay. Unless they, hey, take a selfie with me. You know what I mean? That's what I don't understand when it comes to entertainers. Like, I've been to Comic-Cons and things like that. They tell you if the talent want to work with you after the fact, they'll do so. They'll tell you. For instance, when I was at a comic book shop, right, and Kurt Angle stayed extra to take autographs with everybody and pictures and whatnot. And he literally said, like, hey, I'm only going to take enough selfies with people and whatnot for like a good 5 minutes. I got to get going, to my next event for the day.
Yes.
And you got to be respectful of that. That's the thing. It's like, for instance, when you get backstage stuff to hockey stuff and whatnot, right? Like, I met Garrett Anderson, God bless his soul, but they even warn you, like, this is where they want you to be and why. There's like a rule. There's etiquette.
Okay. He says, user mute says, attacking wrestlers. It's too far. We know what happened. Bret Hart, he nearly got hurted by this guy at the Hall of Fame multiple times. Multiple times, women wrestlers harassed by fans. Sure. And that situation with Bret Hart at the Hall of Fame in New York, because it happened here in New York, 7 years ago during the WrestleMania. I don't know how it's like you ask yourself, I don't know how the fan got up on the stage at the Barclays Center and did that.
Well, it's like I said before. It's security can't control everything, right? At the end of the day, let's just keep it real. Security can't be everywhere all at once. It was like there was the guy that they showed in a house show. I think it was for AEW or WWE. I don't know which one. And he was running with a full knife, and security tackled him and took the knife out of his hand. He was trying to kill, I think it was Sammy or one of them, and he got tackled. And then there was another one with John Moxley. Like, security can't be everywhere at once. Who you're hiring, you know what I mean? So at these wrestling events, yes, fans get rowdy, but there is those whacked out fans, and again, I don't know what to tell you with that one. But when it comes to these events and wrestlers hosting and things like that, they need to hire their own security, or these events need to do better. It's either one of the two. Because Vito said it to himself. Vito said it out loud in his video. If you go watch it, he said, I shouldn't have to be choking a fan. I shouldn't have
That's
to
right.
be beating on somebody to make a point.
That's right. I heard it. I heard that video.
He was really upset. And he was like, fuck, I come here to do good things for fans, not do this. And again, and Vito's eating shit because all the fan wanted was an autograph. But no, the fan took it to the next level. Like, it went from,
Took
I
it to
want an
another
autograph
level.
to, I want to touch you. Like, I'm not going to walk up to Michael Strahan outside in New York and try to fucking grope him, man, or go, hey,
No.
man, what's up, my dude, and give him a hug like we're friends. No, fuck no. He's going to beat the shit out of me. Hell no. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Anybody would have done that to me, so I beat you up. That's it.
it's like here's a fun fact for you guys. I just watched a big thing on Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan lives a low life. He don't want anybody knowing where he's at any time. He doesn't have smartphones and shit like that. It's the same with Keanu Reeves. So fun fact, I used to live where Keanu Reeves used to live, up in Tustin, up in Orange County. And he goes to the local Walmarts and stuff, but he keeps, like, you don't recognize him shit. But I knew when he was talking to whoever it was. And I just ran in and I just went, is that Keanu Reeves? And he came over to me and was very kind. And he stopped and signed a piece of paper for me. And I didn't ask him to. He just did anyway. But sometimes, when they overhear conversations, you will, and he went, yeah, I am the real one. And he was wearing like a black shirt, khakis, and just going along with his day with his wife and his dog. Like it was nothing. Out in a parking lot for Walmart. But that was rare. I also ran into Pauly Shore. Fun fact, Pauly Shore. Out in a Vans parking lot. During a skating thing. And you wouldn't think You wouldn't think Pauly Shore does those things, but he does. And he's one about fans. He will give an autograph, but he does tell you, like, thought I was cool because I'm not one of those fans, one of those weirdo fans. They have a word for you. It's called weirdo fan.
Weirdo fan.
Yeah.
Your weirdo fan that needs a life.
Yes.
Go get a life.
You'll hear on podcasts all the time about like fan reactions with people. And you could imagine with like big groups like BTS and things like that, even Demon Queen, the ones that sing Golden, I couldn't imagine what they go through as an artist and whatnot. I couldn't imagine. Like with all the young fans going crazy for them and all the places they go. It's like Sabrina Carpenter. I couldn't imagine like what the shit she deals with. Speaking of, fans stole Madonna's gear at Coachella over the last weekend. They're trying to find the people that did. So, there you go.
There we go. That's when fandom goes too.
Well, they're saying
too
it was
much.
an inside. They said it was an inside job. She was wearing her original gear from 1999 when the first one was.
Okay.
So when she came out with Sabrina Carpenter, she was wearing her original gear for the first ever Coachella. So there you go. Guys, I'm just going to tell you, AEW for us, for me, honestly was a down show for me. If you're coming thinking I'm going to give you some positivity on the whole Dynamite, hell no. Personally, Kevin Knight's, I think Kevin Knight's the messenger that got shot. I think at this point.
Yeah.
I think next week, if he wins, then it tells me that MJF's going to give something to Darby Allin so they can have the match, which I think would be stupid. You would think if he does a Hangman, that will be really stupid to me. If he gives up his right to have the title ever again, I think they've worn out that stipulation for too long. I think if they wanted to do what they could do for a double or nothing match, what they could do if MJF loses, then he can never, as long as Darby Allin is champion, fight for the title. They could do it that way if they wanted to. I think that's the way they're going to go because there's no other way. What are you going to do? The Dynamite Diamond Ring for that? For the title?
No.
I don't think they're going to go that way. So it just looks like to me Kevin Knight's going to get fucked over. Unless Kevin Knight's going to be your next World Heavyweight Champion, which would be real interesting. I'd actually be all for it if they did it that way, but I think it would be too soon. Too soon, unless Tony Khan wants to do what New Japan just did with their youngest champion at 24. Unless they want to go that far. They want to go that deep. You know what I mean? Unless they want to go that deep.
For me, AEW Dynamite last night was very bland.
Yes, it was.
Very bland. It was very bland because the substance of it should have been there. After a WrestleMania, it was bad. WrestleMania weekend was bad. And Dynamite should have capitalized upon it to make it good. And don't know what they were doing, but it was very bland tonight.
So on Amazon Prime tonight, guys, ladies and gentlemen, joining the just to get you guys on the sporting side of things before we go. On the Amazon Prime NBA playoff special tonight, we got the Knicks and Hawks on starting at 6:30. We got the Cleveland and the Raptors, and then to wrap it all up, NBA playoffs presented by Google on Prime. We got the Denver Nuggets versus the Minnesota T-Wolves. So that's what's going on, and then you got the NFL. You got the NFL doing the draft. So it's going to be exciting
NFL draft
tonight.
today. NFL draft tonight. I'm gonna see what my Giants do at number 7 and number 10.
Okay, so I'm gonna be real with you. You guys really, really scored. I'm gonna be honest. You guys are, man. You guys robbed the house with that one when you traded. I was like, man, you really, you stole from the house, man. You got something out of nothing. for that.
And because like I
You
said,
better
Harbaugh
get somebody in the. You better get somebody because if you don't, I'm gonna sit back going, man, that was all for nothing.
no. They have to, and plus
They have to.
John Harbaugh. Has more. John Harbaugh has more say than the GM at the moment. So we'll see what they
Well,
do.
the GM is
We'll
just a
see.
moving GM. The GM is just a moving piece.
Joe
Unfortunately,
Shane, yeah.
Joe Shane is just a talking piece. He's basically the guy that does scout talent, and that's it.
No,
But
that's
look at
just what
it.
they got to do.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
what
they have
they.
them doing because
Because they have the other lady. Because I watched a big dive deep on what's going on with the
yeah,
Giants.
I know Giants.
Yeah, they got the microphone. Shout out to Microphone on YouTube. Great guy that does content. Would love to meet him because he's very interesting. He's always hyped up. He's a big Lakers fan like I am. And he was talking about Joe Shane just being a scouting talent guy. That's all he's good for. So my Rams are sitting at 13. So they said there's a conditional pick. So at 13. So it seems like they're. Wait, who's this new logo at 4? Who's the Tennessee Titans new logo looks kind of gross. Not gonna lie. Doesn't
Yeah,
look good to me. I like their old stuff. I wish Houston would come back instead of doing the thing. I wish they'd come back as the Oilers. Like do a throwback logo kind of. I wish they would. I like the Oilers logo more than anything. So 1 through 30. Well, okay, so the Browns look like they got a swap pick. It looks like the Cowboys got a swap pick. What it looks like the Jets do too. That's what ESPN's saying. So the first picks confirmed is going to be Las Vegas. New York is next up to play. And the Giants at 5. So good luck. Good luck to the top 5 picks because I'm going to be interested in what you guys pick.
yeah, and then number 10 is going to be somewhat interesting. So
Well, you
we'll
got
see.
5 and you got 10. I don't know. Would you guys trade? Oh, well, I don't know. Would you guys trade up and say Jackson Dart's not your future? Wouldn't that be something? You guys trade up for number 1 and give both of your picks
Mm,
away for number 1. Wouldn't that be something? I
they can
wouldn't
hit it.
pass
They
it to
hit us.
pass John for doing it.
They hit us with a swerve. They can hit that. Anyway,
Because John,
yeah.
think about John's a quarterback guy. Wouldn't it be something he goes out and gets the sexy splash and has no faith in Jackson Dart? He wants to start over with his boy, a pick he wants.
See, I don't know. And then first round after Mendoza, who do you pick as quarterback? What, Ty Simpson or one of those guys? I don't know.
Well,
Listen,
you could.
my God,
Okay, so thing is, you could, if you wanted to, you could honestly, you could get rid of Jackson Dart and get some picks for him. You could get something for him in return, but who would you dump him to? That's the question.
that's the question.
I mean, the team that I would dump him to be honest, if he went that way, would be Cleveland.
Yeah, it's, yeah, yeah. But if you dump him in Cleveland, then he's going to be competing with Shador Sanders, and you know them prime sexuals already.
Yeah. Well, just sort of Sanders
Yeah,
has got to show up now. That's the problem with him. Last year, he I felt sorry for him because he didn't have an offensive line. He was running for his life.
but now you have a guy in Todd Monken that's going to kind of slow the game down for him.
Hopefully.
So we'll see.
I think he got lucky in Colorado for a period. I honestly think he's I've said this. I've been giving him a lot of leadway, and I've been very supportive, but at this point I think if he doesn't get an offensive line and he doesn't ball out this year, he's in some trouble. He's in some trouble because he reminds me a lot of Cam Newton. Cam Newton wasn't good when he didn't have a line.
Nope.
Same with
And
Kaepernick. Kaepernick was the other way too. Kaepernick didn't have the line. He was seeing ghost. And that's the same with my team right now currently. My team, if Herbert doesn't get his act together, I think he's on his way out. I do.
He's all you need. Mm-hmm.
I think this year is Herbert or bust, and he better show up. I'm telling you. The Giants got the 10th pick and then the 5th pick, so let's see what they do with all that.
10, yeah, 5 and 10.
Under Unmule says no, 0.10.
No, number 10. He means number 10.
Oh, okay. I was reading that. Okay.
He means that he's referring to the pick that the Giants got from the Cincinnati Bengals in the trade.
Well, my thing with the Giants is your team, if they wanted to, they could trade both picks up and get the first round pick if they wanted to. They got enough there. I wouldn't pass it past John for doing it, though. That's what I'm going to tell you. I wouldn't pass it past him for doing it because he's done it before.
It's like once you leave number like 5, then it all goes on what's on the board and what fits your team, what fits the team, what fits your scheme.
What's my Dodgers doing? What are you guys doing
Mm-hmm.
with Shohei now? You're like, Dodgers might keep Ohtani out of the lineup during pitching starts? What are you guys doing? No, I'm sorry.
Do it again.
Stay off the weed. Stay off the weed. And you can't stay off the weed. He ain't getting busted for using weed.
No, you have that man playing on both sides when he's pitching. I'm sorry. When he's not in the pitching lineup, we suck. Or, sorry, the hitting lineup, we suck. Unfortunate.
And by the way, I wanna go on a criticism about Rob Parker, former sports columnist
Rob Parker.
and now rated.
I haven't heard that name
Rob
in forever. Can I just do this to you?
Go ahead.
I mean, what? What? And you got to be kidding me. I mean, you sit down.
Yeah, okay. I had to do that because Rob Parker's a joke.
So Rob Parker comes out and says, "Oh, if you're a certain age, like what is it, 40, like certain age or whatever that's considered to be old, then you're too old to watch WWE." Bro, shut up. Because they were speaking about WrestleMania and how bad it was. And then they found out that there's some older people like to watch WWE.
Rob Parker, let me be honest with you. It wasn't just old people shitting on it. It was casual fans shitting on it. There's your demographic. It's the Gen Zs and the Gen Ys that were sitting back and literally bitching about it, saying that it wasn't cinema enough. And they said ticket prices are goddamn high. And they said there was too many commercials. Most people, the casual fan I was reading on X, said, was it commercial mania or was it actual WrestleMania? You know it was bad when somebody's saying that to you. Let's just...
So because he's not the only radio talk show host that spoke about guys that are old, that are like older, some age, whatever age it was.
Rob Parker's old and he's talking about, he's older than dirt. And he's talking about WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Get on, you hypocrite.
Of course. I was watching, there was this other radio talk show host from here in New York City named Tommy Lugauer. No, it was, the show was Evan and Tiki. And
oh, I knew who Evan
there
and
was
Tiki.
one,
I know who you're talking
Evan
about.
and Tiki, Evan Roberts and Tiki Barber. So at the time, Tommy Lugauer.
I love Tiki Barber though. He's funny as shit though.
Yeah, he is. So at the time with their show, before Tommy Lugauer branched off and got his own show, late nights, he was there with him and Sean Morash, and they were talking about wrestling, like, and particularly WWE. So they say if you're married or whatever, then you don't then you wouldn't be too much concerned about WWE. But if you're like 40 years old, no kids, single, and everything, then you could just worry about WWE. It was just something of that nature. And I'm saying guys, even guys that are married, watch WWE.
Well, let
So
me
you
say that.
can't.
Let me go on one for you. Why the fuck are these shows caring what age watches what, bro? Sit down, sit back, shut the fuck up, and just stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Should I turn around and say about their shows? Oh, hey, if you're 75 years old, you're too old to watch their show. Sit down. Sit down, shut your mouth, know your role. How about that? I'll quote The Rock on that one.
There
Sit
you
down,
go.
shut the fuck up, know your role. Tiki shouldn't even be talking that way, period, point blank, because there's a lot of people
I
that watch
wasn't.
the
It, wa-
NFL and criticize.
it
So is
was
that morally wrong?
no. It wasn't Tiki Barber. It was Matter of fact, Tiki wasn't there.
Oh,
Tiki Barber was.
see, my thing
It
is
was Evan. It was no
it's like
no.
JD from New York levels, right? JD sits down all the time and tells his audience, "Oh, well, if you don't agree with me, you got to be that certain age demographic." I'm like, "Bro, sit down, shut the fuck up, know your role." How about that?
No, you're
Like,
wrong. Stop it.
I'm like, stop it. Like these people that sit here, oh well, okay, so is it a sin if I'm 90 years old and I'm still going to the baseball park to watch baseball? So am I too old for baseball at that point? No. Baseball has no mind, no bounds on when you can't and watch wrestling and or sorry, watch baseball and shit like that, bro. Like what? It's like sex. If I'm 100 years old and I want to continue to have sex, am I too old for that? Probably not. You can have sex anytime you want. What now?
Yeah. Mhm.
I think these radio show hosts sometimes, bro, they just run their mouth to run their mouth. They have no fucking clue what they speak on sometimes, man. I'll
That's
tell
what
you
it is,
that.
and at times they want to speak on something, and they're just putting it putting it out there just to speak about it, just to take up time.
It was like all these people that were sitting here talking about how WrestleMania was so great, and I'm like, so you're telling me if it's the greatest WrestleMania of all time, then you're saying Rock Stone Cold is no. You're saying TLC matches are nothing. I need to take your podcasting card from you. I just need to take your podcasting card from you. Straight up. Like Coachman, man, dude. Like I was hearing things from him, and I'm like, what are you talking about, lunacy, brother? What are you on about?
Yeah.
You're gonna sit here
Oh,
and tell me a Roman and CM Punk 25-minute, 30-minute match, CM Punk gas getting carried by Roman Reigns is the greatest match on earth.
yeah.
So that's better
No
than
doubt.
Rock and Stone Cold 3 times over, or a TLC match, or honestly, better than Shane McMahon and AJ Styles, or better at Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar tearing off the building. Come on now. Come on.
Yeah.
I tear through these people because, like, bro, like, be a wrestling fan. Maybe I'm too hardcore of a wrestling fan, but like these takes that these people take, bro, it's like Skip Bayless levels bad. Like Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow's the greatest quarterback. How'd that work out for? That didn't age well from Skip Bayless. Just saying. I remember when he said that, and I went, "Oh my, oh my."
Mhm.
So, by the way, guys, we're gonna wrap it
Yeah.
up here. And that note, speaking about Tim Tebow, when Tim Tebow is a winner, he's a baller. He's a gamer. I'm
Yeah,
just
he's a
playing.
winner. He's a winner.
He's a
Who?
winner.
Somebody.
Oh
What
man.
was it? What was it? It was Skip Bayless talking about Tim Tebow years ago.
Yep. All he does is win, win.
Win, win,
Um.
win, no matter what.
So we'll be back on Friday,
Yeah.
or early Saturday morning. Like we're talking like 12 my time about there.
Mhm.
There's nothing on Thursday. I don't cover TNA. Out of protest
No.
of them and what they do to the wrestlers, I just don't cover them. Period.
Nope. Nope. We don't cover them. We don't
I
cover
will
them.
not sit down and cover them just because how they treat the wrestlers. And Carlos Silva, fuck you, with all the
Fuck
with
you.
all the with all the shit. And I put some stake on that one because I don't like him. Period. Maybe
No.
when ownership changes, maybe I'll have a different conversations. But with the shit he pulled over WrestleMania weekend, I just said I just won't be watching you can't convince me. Even if Core Jade wins the title there or something dramatic happens, I still will be watching. Fuck that shit.
And by the way, before we end, what the hell are they like? What the hell is TNA doing? Keeping their knockouts title on Ariana Grace. She can hardly go. She
uh
can hardly go. Oh, wait,
this is
wait,
Tommy
wait.
Dreamer in a nutshell.
Say,
Yeah.
do it again.
And then,
Stay off the weed. It's stay off the weed. And you can't stay off the weed. He ain't getting busted for using weed.
There you go. You're welcome.
and then in it for Rebellion. Now we're gonna turn Zaya Brookside against Lei Ying Lee.
Bro, I really think TNA saw the AEW booking and they decided, oh, we're just gonna go do that. You know, AEW
Okay,
copied TNA booking in a way on Wednesday. You know that, right?
they did.
I think TK's been watching way too much on the Grace over there trying to do some shit.
TK, don't do that. Don't do. Just watch, but don't copy it, please.
Well, you got somebody called JD saying, "Oh, it's typical TK," and it's like, no, I expected this from TK because TK got too comfortable. TK got way too comfortable for a while there, and then I do tell this to people all the time. He gets, and I want to say this real quickly. A lot of you don't realize, and I will say this open. He gets comfortable, and then he starts sitting back comfortable, and then what happens is he gets too comfortable, and he does lazy
Too
half-ass
comfortable.
booking. That's what happened through 2022 to 2025. He sat back too long and didn't let things cook, and we gave him the benefit of the doubt because there was injuries. But then he kept when they picked up last year, kind of did the same shit.
Yep.
I'm just saying. Hopefully, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Maybe I'm not seeing the vision of this of Darby Allin. Maybe I'm not seeing the vision of MJF. But right now, I don't know what to believe right now. Tony Khan's kind of got me questioning everything right now. Like, if they take the belt off of Kevin Knight next week, I just don't know what to believe.
Oh no.
I really don't know where we're going because I'm up for a roller coaster ride. Like I said, get our booties right, get everything right, get our seats right. But anyway, my name is Wraith Realm TV with Smooth Prana. I want to thank him for being here. Thank you everybody for chilling. We had a good viewing over on Twitch. We had about 7 people, and then we had about 4 over on YouTube. So we had a pretty good viewing party. I appreciate you
Yes, we did.
guys. We'll be back on Friday after SmackDown or Saturday morning. I think it'll be Saturday morning.
It's Saturday
Like
morning.
usually. Yeah, this Saturday morning because Smooth usually takes a nap. I usually am streaming after the fact. So we'll be chatting it up. New controllers coming in here in the next few hours. Amazon's already gave me an update saying they already scheduled the delivery time for it, so it should be here somewhat soon. I'll put it that way. It's a brand new controller. Can't wait to use it. Unbox it for you guys for the channel. It'll be cool. Yeah, schedule for me, gaming. I'm gonna go take a nap real quick because yeah, I've been up for days. And yeah, I'm gonna go sit back and watch some YouTube. Go watch some how-tos and stuff like that. That's what I'm gonna go do.
Of course.
But
And then later
go ahead.
later on we'll be you and I will be texting each other while the Knicks and Hawks and all those other NBA playoff games take
Well,
place.
I'll be streaming, so most likely I'll probably be watching the highlights, or I'll be watching it off the iPad,
Okay.
glancing here and there. I will be
Okay.
paying attention to the NFL draft though, and I will be paying attention to the game, but mostly my video games I'll be paying attention to.
And your Kings are playing tonight too. And your Kings are playing for Thursday night
Yeah,
too.
but I have no faith in them, so kind of like I'm gonna say this about my team. I have no faith. I kind of tuned off the other game. I was like, oh, they're blowing it. It's typical Kings. They blow it. It goes. I can't watch them blowing it. Like it irritates me. I turn the TV off and just let it happen. I'm just like, I know what's happening. It's like the Lake. I have a funny feeling this weekend the Lakers are going to lose the game. I already have a feeling that it's too good. There's no way Kevin Durant just lets this happen. There's no way
No,
on a
no.
Saturday.
Even though they're dependent only on him because Fred VanVleet is out and Steven
Şengün
Adams
is
is
not.
out.
Şengün's is not showing up at all. Like he was
And up,
non-existing.
I don't know if what is it, could it be the moment's not the moment is too big. I can't say the moment's too big for him because it's the second consecutive season in the playoffs.
So basically, there's a power struggle happening in. Oh no, shit! There's a power struggle happening in WWE. The reason, the
Yeah,
reason, the reason why is because TKO wants full control and Triple H wants control. And I think what's going to happen is one's going to get fired eventually. Either fans are going to revolt and they're going to make the excuse and Triple H is going to be fired because of it. He'll be the scapegoat, and then they'll just redo everything. So there you go.
true.
You're welcome. Anyway, my name's Wraith Realm. I will see you guys in the next couple hours for a game stream. Schedule as usual, game streaming, podcasting. You guys know it. Stay tuned to my social media and everything. Thanks again. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Hang on. Hang on, guys. I forgot to raid. My bad.